Oh well, man. Fucking. Hang on, boys. Hang on. Man, imagine fucking man. Oh man. Imagine, dude. Imagine being on a Discord server and having a debate with the founders about rules, dude.
Alright. Imagine
would that be
fucking virus, dude. Like, I get it, the guy likes his debates, but fucking hell, dude. Like,
I love Virus to pieces, but yeah, he...
Even if, like, someone posted a picture that was not okay, we say, hey, that's not okay. Like, he doesn't go with the discussion, because he's like, well, I personally don't agree, but it's your rules, so I'll follow them. Like, you don't have to say that, alright? Just shut your fucking mouth. Right? Because you're voicing the fact that you're voicing the fact you disagree with it
for no reason.
So you're just a little shit. Virus, you hear me, bro?
It's fine. I'll smack his bitch up later.
I know, but we put Virus and Gandhi on the watch list. One more misstep, and because it's just we are very relaxed when it comes to rules on the Discord. So the very few that we do have, just follow them. Forehead, that goes for anyone that's in the level select Discord.
Well, yeah, the rules are basically don't
we have
be a
very
dickhead.
few rules, and the few rules that we do have are not up for debate. Alright, just don't be a fucking knobhead. Jesus Christ.
It's literally like, keep it civil.
Don't be a racist
don't personally
bigot.
attack someone.
Yeah.
Don't be a racist.
It's like, but like,
Father, can we be racist?
like
now?
even when you
specifically provoke someone.
even when you don't agree, just fucking shut your whore mouth and leave if you don't agree.
Shut your
Alright?
whore mouth.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, welcome to Dungeon Discourse, guys. We're gonna talk
On the
about
subject of shutting your
D&D.
whore mouth.
Yo.
What's up,
Koiba.
Koibs? What's
I
up,
like-
Gypsy?
Yo, I like
Welcome
how
on
it
in.
says Hanzo's Tremaris and then Gypsy's Aberran.
Oh, I fucking forgot to do
and
that.
then the pictures.
Oh no, that's my bad. I need to.
Me and Gypsy the wrong way around.
I've swapped sides this week.
No,
for no
it's
reason.
yeah. No, I forgot to.
Is it?
I knew I
make
forgot
it
something.
give the appearance that I'm a new
Yeah, you do.
Discourse member instead of the fact that I've been on like 2 weeks in a row.
Hey
No.
man, I was on 2 weeks in a row. Like real early on, I was on 2 weeks in a row.
I think this is my.
It's just
this is
because
my
I.
third or my
It's
fourth.
just because I forgot. Fucking.
We'll make content while you fix it, don't you?
SetoKoiba,
Hey, that me.
not cool, and I just fucking swap around the names, innit? Fucking.
In it, bled.
Fucking. There you go, mate. There you go.
Go. I just swap around it.
There you go, bro. Yo, what's up, guys? Natty, Sassy, Dobson. How you guys doing? Welcome on in,
Oh, guys.
man.
Like
Man.
Gypsy.
Like, I really want to just have Discord open in like the browser just in case homie makes a misstep, because I want to
I'll
be the
keep
one.
an eye on it, don't worry.
I want to be the one
Wait,
to fucking swing
think-
that hammer.
I think profane is probably the thing.
Yeah, but like we had a little like debate in the fucking.
But D&D, am I right?
Yeah, D&D. Well, important. Dungeon Select, am I right, boys? What a good name. Oh, fuck me.
Man, I'm. You know, just fucking.
Fucking profane, man. Keep on being mean, boy.
Alright, no, it's okay. Like, listen, I was like, you know, like rules are not up for debate, and saying like this is what he said, right?
Leave it to after stream, Dutch.
No, fucking man. Oh man.
Nah, Dutch is riled up.
Yeah,
Ready to
because homie is literally spitting in the face of the people that invited him in there, you know? Like, what? No, that's not how that works. Like, even if you don't agree with something, it's our rules. So even if you don't agree, just sit there and take it or piss off. Don't say you disagree, but you'll follow the rules, because you're just a knobhead if you do that, right? Like, come on. Anyway. Guys!
Right, last episode.
I think we have a lot to talk about.
Fucking do I ever.
I know Koiba's triggered from last session. I know... I'm sure Gypsy also has a thing or two to say. Man, last session was... Something. For those that missed it, it's up on YouTube now, as of a few hours ago. So check it out if you missed it. This Sunday is going to be epic. Little rundown. The party looked around Kalzir for Uleth. Managed to find his home. Find their way inside his home. And miraculously opened the lock that really was super hard to open. And found their way into a portal. Or like a portal room, rather. I fucking hate the new way OBS works, by the way. It's really annoying. Like the fact that I click on a scene or on a source, but there's a hidden source under that, but when I click it, the source that's not visible gets selected first. What? You know? What? That's dumb. Find themselves into a portal room, and then got met with a little bit of an ultimatum by Uleth. Jump in the portal, save Kasarin's daughter, or kill me and close the portal, and lose her forever. The party split up, with Aktanas being the first one to jump in. You the man. Thanks for the sub. You fucking legend. Consider Kronos just
cool
hitting me with the 4 months in a row with the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you, buddy. How you doing? Aktanas, Matchroom, Kasarin jumping into the portal, and Nicole just going beast mode on Uleth, smacking him a couple of times. For the first time since he knows of his existence, he was actually there. It wasn't an illusion or a fake out.
If that was an illusion, Dutch would fucking scream.
And at the end, had to let go of his anger. Tried to drag him with him through the portal, but as the portal led to a different realm, the demiplane of nightmares, home to Dendar the Night Serpent. You the man. Thanks for the sub. You fucking legend. Profane. Thank you for gifting Sassy a sub. That's amazing. I appreciate you. And Trash Hunter fucking 10 months in a row. You the man. Boys. Thanks for the sub. You
Safe is the subathon.
Save it for the subathon Tuesday.
Dorts.
Thanks for the host, Jippo. Thanks, guys. Welcome on in. They made it to the Demiplane Nightmares, ruled by Dendar the Night Serpent, and as the party got split up because of the several gateways opening, pulling just random people in random gateways, we have the group of Matchrim and Kasarin and Uleth that landed in a swamp area, but Uleth managed to get up and plane shift himself out of there. Then we have Aberan and Nicole, who
you
the
man. Thanks for the sub. You fucking legend.
Trash.
One gifted a tier 2 sub to Natty.
Gifting a tier 2 sub to Natty.
Subs in the channel.
Oh.
Holy shit! Thank you so much, dude. Save it for the subathon, boys. What are you doing? Tuesday is when subs matter.
Quote Dutch, subs don't matter until Tuesday. Smart.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Trash. You're nuts. Can I please get to the end of my story?
Yeah.
Aberan and Nicole landed in a snowy area on a different side of the Demiplane of Nightmares. And then we have Naronk and Aktanis, who landed in a somewhat of a deserty, super warm area, also on a different side of the plane. But all of them see the same target. A giant metal tower. Bigger than any building they've ever seen. And around that tower, Dendar the Night Serpent is circled, keeping watch of his realm. And then we have Tremaris. who was too late to enter the portal, and in order to get to his friends, had to make a deal with his otherworldly patron, and got marked in his hand. With this being an undying pact, if the patron feels Tremaris is not keeping up to the pact, Tremaris will be reminded through a pretty painful manner that they still have a deal to fulfill. But now the entire party is in the Nightmare Realm, and that's where we ended it last session. And that's gonna be that's gonna be nuts, dude.
It's gonna be so nuts.
It's Trash's birthday. It really is, because yeah, his birthday is 2 days before mine.
Trash's birthday.
I forgot about that. Trash, happy fucking birthday, dude. You're genuinely
Happy birthday.
one of my biggest fucking supporters. You're here every stream. You spend way too much money on me. Have a good birthday, man. Thank you so much. Like, even on your birthday, you're giving me money. Like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, what's up, Custom Blink?
Fuck. Spend it on yourself. It's your birthday, bro.
Yeah,
It's your
thank you so
birthday.
much, dude.
Gonna party like it's your birthday.
Happy verjaardag.
I don't speak
Oh, man.
foreign.
So,
I don't speak your language.
I think the first thing I want to mention before we get into this is that last session was the first time I really let loose, and it was like, okay,
You the man. Thanks for the sub. You fucking legend.
Trash!
Hunter 1 gifted a tier 1 sub to Custom
Thank you for gifting
They
a
have
tier
given
1 to
39
Custom
gift
Blink.
subs in the
Wait
channel.
till Tuesday.
What the fuck is happening, dude? Man, enjoy the emotes, guys. Can we get some fucking massive love in chat for Trash Hunter? Please.
Let me see those yeet.
Thank you so much,
Let
dude.
me.
Thank you so much. You guys are nuts. Fucking hell. I just told you your target is in the city, the capital city of the province you're in. Good luck. That's really all I did. The rest was all you. You guys decided how to go about it. You guys decided, like, I helped a little bit in the way of Elevantir, whereas, like, yeah, I'll ask some people, but that was all only because, you know, it came into conversation. If you guys wouldn't have asked him anything, he wouldn't have offered, you know, because he doesn't really care about that much, you know. Like, he cares, but it's not like, ooh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the fucking love today, Trash. You're nuts. Fucking Jesus Christ. What did you think? First of all, first question from me to you. Did you think you would find him like that
Today,
session?
no. I thought we would probably end on finding him, because like I was looking at Taz thinking we've got this fucking, it's another mansion crawl, and we are a bit thorough in our when it comes to investigating buildings. Fucking kick down every door, investigate room. Kick down door, investigate. Like that
Yeah,
is.
you really are RPG players when it comes to that shit.
We really
like,
are, yeah. We really are just like I gotta make sure there might be my 89th
might be
elixir in
loot.
this room. There might be another elixir.
yeah.
You can't buy those. I have 89.
It's
But
yeah, I had several. Like, I just wrote down on like a sheet of paper. I was like, okay, these are contacts that they have in the city that potentially could point them to a direction. That was Elevantir, which I purposely was like, I'll put him there that day because he has connections. Funnily enough, TNL would have given anyone something if the conversation would have gone a little differently. Because TNL... Okay, if you would have asked different questions, like, hey, have you sold any interesting or strange reagents as of late, for example? She would have been like, yeah. And she would have just listed up a bunch of reagents that when, you know, someone that has a proficiency in the arcane could determine that those are things needed for necromancy spells. So that would have been a little bit of a way to like.
Nicole is banned in conversation. It doesn't know magic.
Yeah, but like I would have allowed Aberan to make a little bit of an intelligence check, because you know he's a cleric. He deals with the undead, like fiends, undead. That's kind of, you know, anything necrotic is kind of what they fight like pretty heavily. So I would have allowed Aberan to roll like a history, like an intelligence check, like, oh, would I know? And I would have allowed Tremaris to roll a check for that as well. But that's not how it went. Aberan, you could have gone to the temple. They would have had information for you.
But I didn't.
But you didn't.
But you
And in that vision the dream that you had about your boy, you could have asked him. You could have asked him.
Would he have been in a mood to help me though?
That would fully depend on what you would be willing to give in return.
Fuck all at the moment after
Yeah,
that
there you go.
conversation. Oh, Koiba wasn't there.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Welcome to the channel, by the way, Custom Blink. How's it going, dude? I would have allowed, like, if Naronk wouldn't have completely fucked up his relationship with his Order of the Obscure head, he would have been able to ask a little bit about that as well, because, you know, for the experiments that Ulef does, he requires some stuff that is not typically legal to obtain.
Like cocaine.
And Kassarin has a handful of contacts in the city that would have been able to help. Yeah, like that's. Whew. But the way it's funny, man, because I was like, I'm gonna like the Warlord's Respite. I was like, yeah, they could go there because that's like the shady people in, you know that. You know, but I figured if he's going to be out in public, he's not going to be looking like himself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
like,
among the people that I put in the welcome to the Geek Squad, Custom Blink, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome to the Geek Squad, appreciate you. For those that are new here, this is Dungeon Discourse, a talk show about our Dungeons and Dragons stream that we do every Sunday. And like every few days after a new session, we go in depth about the episode and just talk about nerdy D&D stuff and things that happened, but things that could have gone differently, things that were improvised and all that. It's a little bit of a behind the scenes to our weekly Dungeons and Dragons show. I also play video games the rest of the week though, so you know.
DS VODs that they command for the YouTube?
Exclamation mark DS.
Because it's DS VODs and Loras. Okay, there you
go. I was like, there's gonna be a handful of people in Warlord's Respite, and I'm gonna put him there. And he's gonna be keeping his eye on you. And I think it was Naronk that rolled just a bullshit high perception.
Well, Naronk is just a perception boy, though, isn't he?
Yeah. He is.
Not supposed to.
Almost as much as Throom.
Yeah, he's not.
So I was like, I'm gonna make the DC really high, but he could catch Ulef looking at them. You know, that would be a possibility, which he did, but he wouldn't look like himself. And Naronk, and you as well, like you, because you were at that conversation too. Neither of you really hesitated. I think Naronk even gave him money, like, yeah, here's some money, let's fucking I'll show me the way, you know.
Well,
and he just fucking directed you to his own home.
straight up, Nicole didn't want to get involved because you know this is very much a Naronk thing. He was it was very much a this like Naronk knows the shady underground, he knows this city, he knows like what business gets done. Nicole don't know shit about that. He knows my money to buy stuff and I'll do stuff for you. That's it. That's like his level of like negotiation knowledge. He's just like, yeah. But
yeah, I agree with Nicole.
He doesn't like Nicole doesn't negotiate because he just doesn't understand it.
Yeah, it's because like, Nicole is
get it.
What is tact, you know?
yeah. I think, just goes, oh, that's the price, and that's the price I'll pay. Sounds good. Like that. They must obviously know how much is priced because they know more than I do. So I'm not gonna say like, actually, if something come up that Nicole knew, he'd be like, "No, fuck you, you're overpricing," or we'd like snap at the chance, "You're undercharging." Like, thank you very much. But like, he was like, "This is the wrong thing." I'll maybe step in like intimidation wise. Maybe if this guy starts resisting, I'll be like, you know, dragging it up a bit and like, "Hey boys, no, it's Ulef." I was like, "That's probably the worst thing I could have done."
And the thing is, like, Ulef, like, he's such a cocky prick, dude.
Oh, he is such a cunt.
And he knows that, like, in his head, he's like, I can beat these guys easily, so I'm gonna play with them a little bit. Like, he wanted you to find his home.
Yeah.
Because whether a fight would have broken, like, he enjoys toying with you. He knows he has the upper hand. Like, he has a very valuable asset, being the life of Kassarin's daughter is in his hands, or was in his hands. Now that she's in the Nightmare Realm. But, you know, but, like, it's he's very cocky. He's, in his mindset, he's like, these guys are nobodies. I am going to crush them, so why not have a little fun before I do that?
Yeah.
And he's the smartest enemy that I've ever created so far. He's the smartest. Like, he is his intelligence score is a 20. If you're interested, like he is very smart.
But is he
has-
a wise boy?
He's also pretty wise, but he's more smart than wise, definitely. But he has backup plans, so his backup plans, so his backup plans. 'Cause he's a clever boy, like he really is. Custom, I try to have my community feel like a little bit of a tight knit. Like, hey, everybody's welcome here. So I'm glad that it's working. I can also be extremely toxic, by the way, but that's
That's generally towards like games and not viewers.
yeah, you know. But like, yeah.
Not for me, but that's because we have a special relationship.
But welcome on in, man, or ma'am. I don't want to assume gender.
Them. Welcome on in.
Welcome on in, attack helicopter.
Gypsy beam.
Exactly. So it's fun because the enemies that the bosses that I've made so far for you were, I guess Ras was kind of a boss. He's just Edort lizard folk, you know, like I'll kill and maybe eat one of their faces. Lit. Very straightforward.
Whose face would he eat first, though?
Who's got the meat? Are you asking who's got the meatiest face?
Who's got the most attractive-looking face to a cannibal?
Mr. Blank, gotcha.
Technically, they eat me, not cannibals.
And then there was Iron Deck, but he also wasn't really the smartest. He was just a power.
Iron Deck was
crazy.
over cocky.
Yeah, he was just
Well,
like
he
a
was
rich fuckhead that was like,
Insane. He was
I didn't get what I
actually
want.
insane.
I'm gonna fucking get him back, and then he couldn't get him back. So then he was like, I'm gonna fucking.
Yeah, he was just mental. He was just
Yeah,
an
he
insane guy.
By the time you fought him, he lost his like wits altogether. He was
Everything.
just nuts. He was just insane. So yeah, this is definitely like the first boss that I'm like, dude, this guy is smart. Like he knows what he's doing. You know, he's clever.
Fucking hate you there.
But just
I hate
overall,
you there.
overall, just imagine how satisfying it will be once you finally fight him. Overall, what were your opinions on that session? Just like give it to me.
It was good. I liked it. You know, as frustrated as I was, I liked it. Freaking hell. Well, it was very much like an up and down with me because like start of the episode, I fucking got them braces. I was like, yeah, this is great.
Oh, you did?
Nothing-
Yeah.
Nothing could kill me. 20 strength. Like, especially you gave me that choice. You gave me choice between 18 strength. I was like,
Yep.
Nicole don't give a fuck if he gets hit. He cares more about hitting shit. Like,
Yeah, but I was like, your AC is pretty low. You're a barbarian.
I was like, I kind of want the AC. It's like the AC is gonna be so much better. But I'm like, but 20 strength, but like a chance maybe to have like high strength.
Maybe
so-
you'll win. Wrestle him now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
he needs a boost.
So that was a great high, and then just the low at the end was just like it went. I was like up here, and then I was like, very low. Like he was like, no, I loved it. I'm
glad.
I think you smashed it. Fucking hate you, but at the same time, like, you know.
I mean, I'm okay with that. You know, like, if you fucking hate me, that's fine.
For me, as a player, I would have enjoyed if there was more build up to finding Uleth. So if we'd had to go to more sources and sort of piece it together. But also, as a DM, I know that if you're not one of the like 2, maybe 3 people involved in like actually actively searching for shit, that could be really fucking boring.
Yeah.
Things like we did have all these places we could go for information, and they could have like strung it out and given us bits and bobs here and there. But then at the same time, if you're not like, so like, hey, Brand's at the temple talking to some people, but he's gone, yeah, well, it's a temple, so of course I'm going to be the one to talk to them. And everyone else has just stood there awkwardly while he like,
I mean, Tremaris
Press gang the priest.
used to be a very religious boy. I mean, exactly. He's still religious, but he just believes in
he's
multiple
a very religious
deities.
boy.
Deities now.
He's very religious.
Yeah.
He's got 2 people going crazy.
Exactly.
he's got 2 deities
Double
that he
the religion.
worships. He's definitely
Yeah,
the most
I've-
religious party member right now.
Definitely think that the way you did it, like I wanted to end with you guys hitting that Shadow Realm. Like I wanted you to go to the Denver Nightmares, because that's just a great fucking way
It's
to
a
end.
great
You know,
cliffhanger.
it's like whoa.
Oh, yeah.
The first time you guys left the Prime Material Plane, and you're in the Demi-Plane of Nightmares, and you just everyone sees in the distance just everything is black, sky is dark. It's fucking dire. Like, even the vegetation is just different shades of gray and black. And then you see in the distance just this big fuck-off tower with this insanely huge this serpent-like creature just kind of spiraling around it, you know, like, man. And I'm glad we did end there because that was fucking lit.
I have a question, Dutch, about Uleth and especially that house. If we didn't go into that room, would you have just been waiting in a different room somewhere that we eventually would have found him, or was he waiting till we got that room specifically? Like, was it very much?
He was waiting in an upstairs room.
Oh,
but he heard you. He heard you.
I mean, like,
And it
the
was-
doors opened up as we got there, so it wasn't exactly
Yeah,
like he,
so
it was like,
and he,
Well, yeah, he sent us there.
no, like I say, like he knew we were going.
yeah, like you could have like easily explored the entire home, but you went into the impossible door first and fucking managed to open it. So
Fucking what? Nat 20 plus like 6 or whatever.
Yeah, that's
so it was
clutch, dude,
26,
clutch.
and it was-
If you don't want your party to get in somewhere, don't give it a lock.
yeah, but I
Just
even
fucking-
like the DC was so insane. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's still possible.
yeah, but like I don't want things to be impossible, right?
Other than like, you know, maybe they're not there anymore because
Because going to
think
the
it
Nightmare
varies.
Realm would have been fucking lit. Like that's lit.
Oh yeah.
Like if you
There
would have
are,
gone, if you wouldn't have gone through that door, you would have like fought him straight up. You would have fought him, but you would have never been to that cool Nightmare Realm that is there, you know.
I remember.
And
fuck,
that
I mean,
would have
We
that
would have
would
had to
like
go to get Kiss Aaron's daughter.
yeah, true.
And
But
we wouldn't
that's-
have, if we killed him before he told us, we
Nah,
wouldn't
he would.
know.
Nah, he would have definitely
Like
said.
he had,
I think.
Who less smart?
he probably
would
would
bar
have
if he felt he was
if he felt like he was in danger, he would have probably been like, all right, you kill me now. Like halfway through the fight or something, be like, hey man, if you
yeah,
kill
he's
me now,
smart.
yeah.
If he felt that his life was in danger, he'd be willing to barter, trade, steal, whatever he needed to do.
Yeah. But I'll give you this because he still has no idea of your true capabilities because he hasn't tested you in combat yet. You go into the fight with an advantage because he's underestimated you. If you
I
would have
mean,
fought,
you say weak.
if you would have fought him now, and he would have halfway through the fight be like, oh, by the way, he would have known and he would have prepared better, and the next fight would have been harder. So there's
Yeah.
that. You got that going for you.
Only
So-
problem I have is Fancy Azamar Boy, resistant to Radiant and Necrotic, the two damage dealers that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tough, bro. Tough. You know.
Brian's just gonna be a tank and a buff dealer.
Yeah, man. You mean you're gonna be the utility? And the.
I'm just gonna be stood behind Nicole, pumping him.
I'm just. I'm curious though.
Yes.
Because, like, what are you gonna do?
What do you mean?
You're in this fucking realm. What are you gonna
anything
do?
that moves that isn't us.
Nicole, yeah, pretty much Nicole. Like being with Bran, Nicole probably is like he's pretty happy with that. Like the only other person he'd be more happy with is like I guess either Octanus on the Ronk, when he would like, and even then the Ronk he'd be like, ugh. So really only Octanus he'd be like #1 choice just because, you know. So he's kind of happy being with Bran, just in the sense of like, hey, I've tested this guy. I know he can like battle. Let's go. You know, I know what he can do. I'm confident that we can survive this. But he's not happy. Yeah, it very much is going to be just a right. Guess this is the way we're going. I think that Nicole's very much going to be a right. Bran, ready to march, and it's just going to be fucking bowling straight for it. Like direct path, done man, not going around and shit. Fucking walking through it all. Just fucking. That's
You
where we're
put
going.
like the two most determined people,
Yeah.
apart from like Kisaren and Matrim.
Just like
We're just gonna be like,
march left, right,
there's
left.
a tower over there. We're going there. Anything tries to stop us, it dies.
Yeah, like we're very much like, fuck, there'd be trees away. We'd be like, fuck these motherfucking trees. Like,
Man,
you go around the
I'm
forest.
super excited because like yesterday I streamed for 4 hours writing D&D and you were there. You got a couple of sneak peeks to what's
Fucking
about to
coin
come.
flip as well.
oh no, you fucker. Love that. I
And
love it. Love it.
it's man, it's because you guys are all split up, like split the party.
That's gonna-
Tremaris, by the way, he's like alone at this point, and that's going to be a whole nother thing. My test next session is definitely going to be. I had to make sure that I rotate between the groups pretty like regularly instead of like.
I think that'll be pretty natural though, where we're all kind of trying to get there. I think naturally we'll probably run out of not shit to say, but like we'll be like, well, this is what I want to do, and then let us know if anything develops. Like,
Yeah.
let us-
So for me, and
I'm keeping out, but we're walking straight there. Maybe we might have a small conversation, like that type.
yeah,
of thing.
us two are literally gonna be like, unless we feel there's something the characters would say, it's going to be like, hey, we're going to start walking towards that tower and continue to walk towards that tower. If anything changes, let us know.
Yeah, very much. I think most people are going to be like that, like, just in general. Like, maybe, like, Actanis and I are probably definitely be talking just because Actanis likes to know shit about people, as we learned with the God and Aberrant
Yeah,
this
the
week.
thing, like, I'm super stoked, but I had so many, like, different things planned. I was like, there's so many ways that this could go down. They could not even find this motherfucker this session. They could find him and fight him instead. You could go to the house, but depending on certain aspects, he might not have been there. If you would have like the longer it would have taken you to find him, the more difficult it would have been, because he, like, the more time he would have had to like, he knows you're coming for him, right? Like, he's not an idiot.
Yeah, he's not dumb. He'll prepare.
Was it your plan beforehand to split the party as they went through the portal? Yes, that was my plan
I'm
beforehand.
so mad about Uleth and Luke.
What was your ideal outcome for the party split? If you...
Ideal? I don't know. What I would have liked to see?
Interest is the best way.
Nicole and Matrin would have been cool. Because Nicole
and Matrin would have led to
Nicole
one
talking.
of them coming back.
No. Nicole having like a one-on-one with one of the guys that's out there killing his kind. You know, that would have been interesting. Kasarin and Naronk would have been interesting because they have a little bit of beef.
One of them definitely would have been left behind.
Abra and Actanis, I feel like I just have fun chemistry when they're together. Especially after that drunken moment, it was pretty fun.
Definitely something like two sides of a coin with Abran and Actanis. I feel like sometimes that works really well, and sometimes Bran's just like, you know, I just want to leave right now.
I like
but that's because Aberran is a little bit of a like. I feel like that's not necessarily Actanis' fault. Like, I think that's more Aberran than Actanis, though.
I think Abran,
because Aberran is a little like, either he's down for anything and he doesn't really care, or he's like this moany, bitchy, fucking you know, like.
Yeah, it fully depends on the mood he's in, and the thing
exactly.
with Abran as well is that he's very aware of when something's pushing his limits, and if he's like, I'm not happy, I'm getting mad right now, he's like, I'm gonna leave. And like, we've seen it before on the gambling episode, where he's like, no,
he just goes.
I'm out, fuck this, because that's his way of dealing with it.
Sorry.
To just remove himself from it.
Like, Gypsy, who would have you wanted to be
Yeah.
head of? Like a personal choice, who would you think, like, either
Or-
both Bran and Gypsy, I suppose, like, who would you
Gypsy would have loved to be paired with Actanis, because it's really bringing out backstory stuff for Bran. Bran would have hated it.
Yeah.
Because she's asked some difficult questions and it's sort of shaken his resolve. Reference to Rios turning to Bran, the tiefling has a point, you know.
She had, bro. She had.
Inside, don't know, smile.
No, yeah, you guys are muted,
Joking.
but like, yeah, like
you
he got a little
TLDR.
conversation with Rios, and Rios was like, I hate to admit it, but the tiefling is kind of right, you know?
You know, what you did was fucking dumb.
Yeah, you're a fucking
That's the
Eeyore
thing,
for
Bran
running back into
fully
that mine.
believes that he did the right thing and couldn't have done anything else. So for his god, who he has put like all of his faith into, to come back and be like,
You're a fucking
wrong,
idiot.
bro, you're a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah, because his god is like, your god is like, man, that's not what I stand for.
he's the,
I
he sees
raised
the bigger
you.
picture.
We raised you different, you know.
Me and your ma.
No,
your
but just
ma.
like
You're such
you
a
got
son.
you got taught. You know, the tenets, the same ones you read out to
Yeah.
Actanis. You went against those by going back
See,
into
that's
those
the thing.
mines.
Bran doesn't think he went against those.
Rios thinks he does, and
That's
you know,
that's the whole point.
and,
They're all
and
subjective.
since the Rios' rules,
Yeah. It's the thing of like, so Bran's tenets are things like, if you're getting in a fight, there's got to be a purpose to it.
I mean, it's very simple though, because were you 100% sure you would survive? No. Then going back into those mines was a dumb idea, because that's not a risk worth taking.
So the proper tenet is like, you retreat when death is certain. Bran would argue that death wasn't certain there. Rios is more of the idea of whether death was certain or not, you took a risk, you got lucky, it was a dumb fucking idea. You need to value yourself more than that. Which is where it's suddenly interesting, because it's sort of within that grey area of he didn't really break his tenets, but he definitely has Rios's disapproval.
Yeah. Did you plan on Tremaris teleporting towards Kastiran's daughter? Okay, fun little meme. I had planned that a certain dice roll would spit someone out near the tower, which is where Ryagal is. But the way Tremaris did it, I had not anticipated at all. But I had planned for a scenario where there's a random chance that someone could potentially be spat out there. So yeah, I had prepared something along those lines, but the way that it happened, I could not foresee in a million fucking years.
Nicole was so happy that Tremaris didn't get in that portal. Because as far as he's known, Tremaris didn't get in the portal.
Yeah, as far as anyone knows.
Yeah.
He's so
I
mad.
mean,
He's just
Natty,
he's like, fucking get the
Tremaris,
fuck in.
Tremaris signed an undying pact with his otherworldly patron. So that's gonna have consequences.
Tremaris has basically sold his soul.
Sold to the...
Literally, yeah. If he doesn't fulfill the agreement,
He dies.
he's dead. Yeah.
And there's no death saves on that. Like, it's just dead.
Yeah, like if he did, because he's now marked. You know, he has the black spot if you've watched Pirates of the Caribbean. And eventually his patron will come to collect if he feels that Tremaris is taking too long. So yeah. That's gonna be the thing I love about Tremaris' story is that everyone's backstory, like everyone's like personal arcs are very related to their backstory. But Tremaris, his personal arc is all because of character development that happened on stream. If
Yeah,
if Ash would not have died, all of this Warlock shit would not have happened.
Yeah.
See,
you know?
this is sort of why
Fuck, that's so mental. That's
I like
mental.
the idea of having like a very
Never
rough
thought about
backstory
Yeah.
and then refining it as you go.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'd sat down to like properly write Bran's backstory before I started playing him, I think it'd be a lot different to how it is now. Because obviously, Bran now is different to how I played Bran Session 1, because
Mm-hmm.
he was a very rough idea at first, a very rough framework, and has developed into a different character. So I was like, okay, so why does that make sense? And then that, like, it was almost like going in reverse, basing a backstory from a character
Mm-hmm.
rather than the other way around.
Yeah, but let's forget, you were very unsure about Aberan the first few
I feel
weeks.
like Abran, obviously he was very basic because he wasn't intended to stay.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
the
it's
more
true, I
played him,
guess.
the more that I realized as a character, like, he's very seesaw. He's. I feel
Yeah,
like for
he's
a lot of
a
it,
little
always
he's a
like-
little bipolar when it comes to shit like that. Like he has two very opposite moods, and it's a matter
Yeah,
of, and the mood switches. You know, it's like, oh, I'm done now. I'm mad. It's like.
But I also think that
Oh,
that
yeah.
really fits considering who he's descended from.
Yeah, definitely. Like, being an Asmar is interesting.
Yeah, that's why it's interesting.
But yeah, but like Rios, at this point, Rios is like, I don't know about this man's, you know, and Rios.
This man's is like, I don't know about Rios.
Like the thing is, if you end up like casting, just being like, fuck it, I'm done with this Rios shit. Suck your mum. Now that would be fucking cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
From
See,
you
this is
to
the
from
thing
you
that
to
I
the
mentioned
from
to
you to like go from fucking what is it called? What type of Asmar, you know?
The protector.
Yeah, into that of a fallen Asmar in a way, where it's like cast away your god, get your fucking godly powers stripped from you as much as possible. There, you're on your own, dickhead.
If that does happen, then I'd like to have a discussion with you, because obviously,
Bro, if that, like, I have it prepared, man. I have it prepared. I have it written. That if at one day
because there are certain things like necrotic
Abran
shroud.
decides, hey, fuck my god, by the way. I'm definitely not following the book with that one because I think that's
Yeah.
really good grounds to get some good roleplay in, get some good fucking So
There's a lot of complications there because Abran.
does this mean Abran could lose powers? Yeah, because Aasimar get their divine ability, not his cleric abilities, but his racial abilities, like his
Light spell,
his light spell and all that shit. Yeah, he that could get taken away from him because his god is like, you don't deserve these.
Yeah, it fully that's the thing that I mentioned. This
that is
to you.
possible.
It fully depends on in how Dutch's world where that power comes from. Whether it
Would he
is
get
a
other
gift-
abilities in return? That's for me to know and for y'all to find out.
This is the thing. So there's no in the rules. There's no official clarification on how an Aasimar draws their power, whether it comes directly as a gift bestowed upon them by the god they're related to, or whether it is inherent within their bloodline. Which is why I mentioned Dutch. Like, I'm excited to see what he does because I personally don't know if Bran would lose his powers or not because I don't know if he is like allowed.
Yeah,
to
you asked
use
me
them by
about it, and I was
Rios.
like, I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, because like his light spell, for example, is that given to him by Rios, or is that a thing that he has?
I
because he is
am of the
related to?
opinion that those abilities you get because you're an Aasimar, and Aasimars are special because of their divine blood. So if their deity would decide to want to take that away from you, they could. But for the sake of balancing, chances that you get something different in return, yeah, just that of a slightly lesser divine sort. For instance, fall, because you would definitely you would fully switch from whatever Aasimar to Fallen Aasimar because you fell from your from your
But
deity.
again, the powers of Fallen Aasimar are then sort of questionable because it's like, okay,
Yeah, and that's
So
that's why
stuff like-
I have a document prepared, like, okay, because I'm homebrewing the fuck out of that, and
oh yeah, I'm so glad because
I have a document ready for like, okay, if Abraham chooses to go down this path, this is what happens. The thing about it being a DM is, guys, by the way, like a lot of the shit I have prepared, but the chances that it never gets to happen are just as high as the chances that it does happen. So, like,
Oh,
I have this fucking thing prepared for Abraham just in case, but it might just be that it never gets used. You know, that's
I have buildings prepared for respite that you guys might never step into.
same. I have shit prepared for Kalzir. I'm like, yeah, maybe they'll never go there. Who knows?
But the thing that excites me about Abran is because I think you'd agree that Necrotic Shroud doesn't necessarily fit. And B, like,
In your case, no. In Peldal's case, I think it does.
in Peldil's completely, yeah. I mean, as like Abran as an Asban.
Yeah.
Because we sort of, when I wrote him and spoke to you about it, I was like, yo, I want to build an Asmar, but I don't want him to be the generic sort of wings, halo, pale skin Azimar that's like descended from Palor or some shit.
Yeah.
Which suddenly gives it gives you so much room to homebrew. I don't even know what
And the
brand
thing
would
is,
have.
as well, is where, say, Abran chooses to be like, okay, you know what, Rios, suck your mom, eat my ass. Like, would he still want to be a cleric? Because he's a cleric of Rios. Like, would he still want to be a cleric? Or is that where the point where Abran is going to multiclass into fighter or whatever, you know?
But then, what happens with those cleric levels? That's
Yeah. I'm of the when it comes to the cleric things, I'm of the opinion that you can't take that away from someone because those aren't necessarily given to you. That's something you've studied, and you know.
yeah.
So those are a little harder to take away. But like, if you ever decide to, you know, step away from your upbringing in that way, that would be like plot wise. That it would make sense for Abran to be like, I'm not sure about this cleric thing anymore. I'm gonna just hit things normally. You know, like there's a lot of fucking layers to that shit.
I had this
where-
discussion with Sassy about something else, but in the same sort of vein of, we were talking about if someone changes and they normally multi-class, but what happens to the original levels? And I was sort of the opinion, or the way I said that I would do it is, if they just started to multi-class and continue down that, then they'd just gain levels in that. if they had a real proper like strong RP or story reason to give up levels, they would be able to re-level into something else, but would require time to train. And
Yeah, definitely.
because you know, Bran can't just be like, I'm not a cleric anymore, I'm a 6th level fighter.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Like, you would have had to spend time, and over time, gradually, I'd probably let you like trade in 1 level at a time for
Every level up.
Yeah, you know,
something like that.
So it's
complicated.
It's very complicated, yeah. And I don't think there's any rules in the book that really tell you how to do this. It's like a
No, there really aren't. It's a proper.
So yeah. When was the actual game again? Every Sunday at 8 p.m. CET, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/LauraK483. That's where we stream Dungeon Select.
There we go.
So yeah, definitely give that channel a follow. Check it out.
So when are we doing
Every Sunday.
sellouts discussions, Lyle?
Yo,
No worries, Blink.
fucking-
Nicole, buddy.
Hello, that's me.
Hey.
Hello.
Where's
Hey,
the boy, bro?
hey, buddy.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Hello.
how much do you just want to kill all the cultists? at this point?
27.
Okay, that's a good number.
No, they're probably like he's probably about an 8. Where with the so here's the thing with the cultist thing, it's kind of like a human killing humans. Like it's not exactly like, oh, I must defend this because this person's killing all humans. It's very much like, yeah, he's got a thing to it, but I think it's more how I was saying it's something that can point his anger to as a realistic goal that he has at the moment. Because with all the other things he has in background wise, he doesn't really know what the fuck he's doing. Like he doesn't really have much. So he's got like, I can be angry about this. So guess what, boys? I'm putting like.
So it's like an outlet for you then.
Yeah, it very much is a big outlet for Nicole. And like this Ulef guy leaving his grass twice. Oh, he's mad. He's like the council's 8, Ulef is a 9. Like specifically Ulef, he's like this fucker.
And it's funny though because like after you're done with Ulef, you know, assuming that you don't all die, there's 7 left, man. Like then because match him.
The only person I know about is Ulef's brother.
Yeah.
And even that, and that's the one Nicole gives a shit about because
But that's the cool thing though, because that's why I like the way I've kind of made it happen is that you have this group of NPCs that work with you, that you've met, and that lost people to these cultists as well, and have lost their home, and are now in your like secret base that you haven't even visited yet, by the way. I had like such a big thing prepared for that, and I was like, that's gonna be sick. And then
we went, yeah, I thought we were going to
you just didn't go. You just didn't go, dude.
I was waiting for like, oh, we'll go there, and then we went, yeah, okay, and then we just did it. And it was like
Yeah,
next
exactly.
morning.
I was
So
like, wow,
let's go
dude.
kill a cult member. It went from, yeah, we'll check out the secret base, do all that, yeah, that'd be good, yeah.
But
Get grounded, and then
because
it's
there's like this group of NPCs that are dedicated to like researching the location and whereabouts of these cultists, gives you time to also do other stuff, to go over backstory plot arcs, to find side quests, because the longer you're around, and now that there's some pretty important people that know about you, the archmages know that what you're doing, chances are that people will come looking for you for aid in topics that aren't necessarily cult related. You know, because anything like I'm gonna just spoiler alert. The Empress knows of you because it's a matter that impacts the entire fucking empire that she rules. So she knows, like, oh, there's this group of people down there in the Expanse that are doing some memes. The Archmages are like the Empress and the law enforcement's right hand, especially in the Expanse. So, like the Lord Regent of the Expanse knows of you. So the chances are that comes into play at some point because he's like, okay, they're powerful, they can help us. You know, like, and that way you also, you know, get some fucking clout going, my dudes. Fucking get your name out there.
I mean, like, the networking. We're networking with the
Is
Empress.
the Empress the big ruling ass bitch? Absolutely not. She's great. The off-stream campaign has met her. Funnily, and now work for her as like her personal mercenaries. Funnily enough, but she's kind. People love her. No, she's not like that bitch that everyone hates. She's a well-beloved leader that believes in democracy, which is why she rules through her Lord Regents, and every once in a while all regions from each province come together and have a meeting. And the only thing the Empress does is like, okay, I agree with this, or says no in very rare cases. So she's alright. She's not bad.
Yeah. No, I like how you've set up like the cult in the sense of like where we can just kind of forget.
Like we already know the Ronk is like fishing after that Death Song rifle.
Yeah.
So if he like finds a way into like if he finds enough intel about the foothills, you could just be like, hey guys, y'all want to go? I read this book about these here artifacts. Y'all want to go find some of them? You know, you easily could. You know, like I'm not gonna stop you. What is the Death Song thing for the campaign? I've made from scratch 25 items, weapons, armor, relics, artifacts of the Sundering, which got created during the Sundering, which is when the realm got struck by a meteor strike from somewhere else that destroyed a big portion of the land, and with doing so, created magical artifacts because things got infused with this otherworldly magic that wasn't present at this realm at that time, over 700 years ago. And these artifacts are now spread out and got turned into weapons, got turned into armor, got turned into all kinds of items. And the Ronk found a book that describes them all, and he's read about like 10 of them at this point, out of the total of 25. Some of them are said in the book, this is where you can find these. Some of them are not. Spoiler alert, the ones that I think are appropriate for your level are the ones that you can find in the book. If there's no locations written in the book, some of them are not ready for you to be found yet.
Yeah, some of them are just straight up like, this guy has them. Like, just as a name that we know has this. We don't know where that name relates to.
Completely other kind of question. Has anyone asked any questions in Dungeon Discourse that you didn't have an answer ready? World building wise, like I have maps of provinces that, like, there's 6 provinces in the world, and I've mapped out 4 of them. And this campaign we've only been in 1 province yet, so like I'm definitely not done with the world building. Also that custom blink. Also that.
It's
also like, yeah, you'll kind of never be done with.
I add things like every week. I think of cool shit. I'm like, oh, that can go in, and because like we're currently in the 3rd era, the year 355, if I'm not mistaken, out of the top of my head. That means there's been 2 eras before, and the way the world works is when something that drastically life-changing happens to the world, that everything is impacted, they're like, okay, this is the change, this is a new era. So the first era was when the gods and their children created life on the prime material plane. They grew into, you know, civilizations, and then at that time still there are a lot of portals to the elemental planes spread around the world, and dragons came through those portals and were like, hey, this is a nice realm for us to live in, and took over. That led to a big war with the dragons that eventually got won by the population, not by the dragons. And when that war was over, they went from the 1st to the 2nd era because they could finally live in a normal life and don't have to fight. Nothing is going to try and take it away from them. And then they had the 1st era that lasted 755 years, and then the Sundering happened. The Burning Scar got created. Meteor destroyed a good 20% of the realm, I'd say. Yeah. 25. Nah, not actually 20%. Yeah. And that was what triggered the change into the 3rd era. So yeah, like I definitely have a lot of shit prepared already, but I add to that like every week. I'm like, oh, like I got an idea, and I'm like, write that down. Okay, that happened now. You know, especially when it comes to these like things that happened in like before the party appeared, like you know, like that whole dragon war and all that. It's just like it's very easy to just add in because no one's gonna question it because it happened in the past, you know. I'm also pretty okay at improvising, but yeah, like I have it all written down, and
it's just great improvising. Sometimes you get a little gnome in a bookshop that you just have to steal.
And then there's like, you know, like this map that I'm showing right now is the map of the Flatlands, which is the province that Abran is from. Okay. The party hasn't been here. In fact, this province is at the opposite end of the realm. Like, chances are they'd never even go there. But I made the map just in case they go there.
Friend wants to go home and see his ma and pa.
This is the map of Thermagar, which is a snow province where Nakul and Actanis are born in.
No. Hey,
Which
I can see my house
lies
from here.
like all the way up north. Chances are they never go there, but they could. So I made the map, you know. Just in case. I like to be prepared, and especially when it comes to world building, I think it's important for every DM to like have their shit prepared, because if you have to improvise an entire fucking that shit's rough, man. Like, that's rough, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
world building is one of my favorite parts of D&D.
Yeah, plus it's fucking cool. Like, it's cool to be like, this is my world.
Like,
Literally anything can happen.
You know that I like to go deep into like political systems and things like that.
Yeah, that's something that I'm personally like about. But yeah, you really go in depth about like the political systems and you know, like all the different noble houses. And I was like, When I created like the political system, I was like, okay, there's an empress. She has her lord regents. Yeah, there's some more established families than others, but they have like no power. Whereas you have like a 20 million noble houses spread around the world, and I'm like, couldn't be bothered.
Roughly 100 in the 2 provinces, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's in the 2, and there's like what 5 or 6 provinces as
There's
well. So
6.
yeah, there you go. So like, I like my in-depth stuff, but I feel like it's important to. And this is not a diss at you, by the way. Just don't take it the wrong way. It's important to know like what is important enough to go super in depth about, and what you can also leave a little more simplistic.
Yeah, like,
You know?
I haven't fleshed out some of the provinces yet because you guys aren't going to go there. If you go there, I'll start fleshing it out.
Yeah, exactly. I just like to have, but just in case, because there's people, now that I've mapped out all areas that people are born in, I can be like, okay, because you're not, Abrand's not going to ask about, or someone's not going to ask Abrand about, hey, you happen to know this place in the Valen Forest? Because he's never been there. But if they ask like, hey, you're from the Flatlands, have you ever, like, what's around there? I need you to be able to, like, yeah, there's this and this city and this town and that village. So I have that now, you know, as a point of reference. I'm gonna map out the Valen Forest and the Burning Scar at some point, because I want to, bro, Burning Scar is lit, literally.
Yeah.
But like, the Burning Scar is a province where a lot of bad things brew up, because there's no more control there. Like, no one lives there anymore besides people that generally have ill intent.
Orcs.
Mainly orcs, but also like a lot of like
Fucking orcs.
but also just like a lot of like creatures. The interesting thing about the Burning Scar is, because of the world got so fucked by the Sundering, a lot of creatures that typically would reside very deep down underground feel more comfortable going up surface level there. Because climate and all that, it feels a lot like the Underdark, but it's surface level.
Parts of it are still on fire as well, right?
Yep.
Which is cool.
So it's that's gonna be fun one. And I've already like given you guys a couple of goals to like potentially visit, because that thing that Shamaris is looking for, the map that he's creating, like that leads to something in the Burning Scar. There's several artifacts still in the Burning Scar.
Like,
Does it lead to,
Tremaris is like a really good way of just getting us to go places, in a sense of just like, hey, you've heard of this place, here's the name of the place. I'm like, I know that. Or like someone goes, I know that place. Oh, yeah, we can go there.
But and then there's all the other realms that exist, like the Feywild that I've completely mapped out pretty much.
You've mapped out the Feywild. Nice.
Like some of the elemental planes that I'm working on right now, and you know, the Plane of Nightmares that you guys happen to be in right now. Profane, take care, man. Thank you for gifting. Was it Sassy a sub? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So the thing with D&D world building is like, it doesn't stop with your world, because there's also other worlds out there that people could potentially play and hop to. But,
there's always like levels of depth as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That, you know, you have the map of the Flatlands done, but you haven't mapped out every city.
Absolutely not. No. The only city that I have mapped out is Kazir.
Yeah.
The only one I have super mapped out is Respite.
Yeah, because that's the one that you guys are
The two
currently in, and now also have like a home basin, right? So, but you guys are up for, man, like you guys are neck deep in because not only are you gonna have to fight your way through the Denver nightmares, find the daughter, how the fuck are you gonna get out?
Ulyth said that we can get out of the tower somehow.
Yeah, he did mention the tower.
Yeah, he did.
But then again,
Do we have to sacrifice someone that's under the age of 17 and or a Ganassi?
Gotta sacrifice a virgin.
Nope.
Well, that's...
Thought about it, but no.
I don't know. I mean, I can't guarantee that everyone in the party isn't a virgin. Look at Naronk's track records.
He's also old as shit, so you know.
Like next session's gonna be
Striking out for
amazing.
160 years.
I shared some stuff with Koiba and Gypsy already yesterday.
Did you
Plus
fucker?
Gypsy got to decide. He didn't know which one happened, but he got to decide something very, very impactful to someone's story.
My fancy little
Dutch
dragon coin.
Wait, is she here?
sharing what he shared with us.
Is she here? She's not. I can say this, right? Yeah, I'll say it.
I mean, if you want to.
Gypsy flipped a coin, and I didn't tell them. Like I just asked them heads or tails. I'm not gonna say which means what. But Gypsy flipped a coin, and that determined whether Kassiran's daughter knows that Kassiran is her mother or not.
It's shit
So,
like that is why I
like-
say that Dutch is an evil motherfucker and I love him for it.
I was just like, hey man, she could know, but she could also not know. Gypsy, flip me a coin.
And I was like,
fucking-
hey, I have a magic D&D coin.
A fucking, like,
And he did, and I was like, all right, cool. So this is what happens.
this
and
is
no
the
one
type of
fucking
shit.
knows.
Like, Dutch does this shit, and it's the reason why I love him. Like, it's because it is just so good. It like anytime a decision made in this campaign, anytime something happens, I always think if this was like a movie or like a TV show and this happened in it, like it'd be fucking lit. Like you would be like, look at that cliffhanger. Like this cliffhanger we've just had.
That
Like,
was-
I
yeah,
can
that
imagine the
was-
scene where like the camera pans, shows us all kind of like in the plane differently, cutting like as 5 cut pans, and then just credits and just like
Yeah, like it shows
You know, like,
shows
shows
Kassiran
us.
and Matcham getting up and seeing Ulyth
Yeah.
playing shift away. It shows Aberan and Nakul punching the ground, roaring in anger.
Yeah.
It shows Naronk and
Aktash being confused.
Aktanis in the fucking desert being like, what the fuck? And then it shows and the camera pans to this giant metal tower with the snake swirling around it, and
And just
Tremaris appearing at the foot of that tower. Cuts black.
and
you
it,
know?
and
Just
it cuts
black.
credits. Like I'm shit like
Like,
that.
yeah.
Always, like that's again the matchroom scene where he takes off. He very much I can imagine him taking that off and it just being like.
Just bolting, you know? Like,
Well, we wouldn't
going.
just doing the like
Oh,
dramatic
like
like,
when
soap,
he-
soap opera music. Yeah, when he like
Yeah,
first
yeah,
like
yeah.
doing that soap opera like.
I mean, that's because I love drama, man. I love
Exactly.
drama.
I
I
love it.
love
Here's the
drama.
thing, his thing is though,
like
I love it as well. So like I'm like
So yeah, I like to make
externally
these
I'm like
sessions.
fuck you.
Like I like to
Internally.
make these sessions if I can, when there's like room for it. I like to make the endings or just some of the story plot twists just very dramatic because
Yeah.
I enjoy that type of
I
storytelling.
think
I
everyone
enjoy
enjoys that because it keeps you hyped for next week. And
Yeah.
I think any good DM should try and set up cliffhangers. So things like, do I end the session when they all go to bed? Or do I end it?
Yeah,
in the
but
morning
even like
when they're
ending it
all
when
woken up?
everyone. That depends on the episode you've had. I feel like if you had
Oh,
an
yeah,
episode where
completely.
nothing really happens, so like eventually people go to bed, you can be like, okay, let's end it here and we'll pick it up next time. But yeah, if you have something like if you're in the middle of like this super big story arc and you're like, man, we're hunting this motherfucker and oh something bad happens to us. That's yeah. You would be an idiot not to end there because that's like oh god.
You know, if we'd been pushed for time, fucking getting into that lockpicked room and having Ulyth be right behind us would also be a great time to end. And
Yeah,
it's one of those where like you could. Let's
don't
say
know
you had
how
5
mad I
minutes
would
left,
be.
right?
Sorry.
You had.
What was that?
Koiba?
I was gonna say I don't know how mad I would have been comparatively if we ended with Uleth right behind us, or how we ended.
At least you now
feel
have
like I'm-
confirmation that he was really there instead of being another
Yeah.
fucking
Oh god,
illusion.
if he was another illusion, Dutch, I would have fucking. I've been like, fucking.
Hey man, I have the fight planned out. I can open it up right here, and I have his stats just like here.
Yo, so real talk about that as well.
Uh-huh.
Because I remember you mentioned it, but I don't like. Obviously, if it's like could still happen in theory, fucking don't spoil boy. But if Tremaris went in, and
Yes.
it was just Nicole and Ula, would he have just shut the portal before I could push him in? And
Oh, 100%, because he would have taken you
what
to.
would have happened?
He
And
would
he
have.
just
He would have killed you, or tried to kill you, but he would have.
he would have done.
Actually, he may not have even killed you immediately,
He would just
but he
teleport me
would
away?
have. He would have. Because he's a
Would he
sick
just
fuck.
teleported me?
He would have taken you to, they moved their base of operations, but they would have taken you to, the coffins and, all the Dragonborn. And I think he would have played with you first a little bit, but I would have had that play out in RP,
Yeah.
because that way the viewers
Yeah, I'll
and
get
you would have had like a nice encounter with some of the other cult members as well.
Yeah.
But eventually, yeah, if you were alone with him, chances of you surviving would have been,
Fuck, that could have been end of character.
because
Man, I
that
love
could be
shit
end of
though.
character, yeah.
That could have been Nicole's death right there. Well, I
Like-
thought that. I thought that. That's why I was like, I was kind of glad I went into the pool when I did, but at the same time, I was like, oh, it would have been so cool though if I could just have
Yeah,
this like
but that would have like 99% sure that would have been end of character right there for you.
end of character.
I think that's the exciting thing, though.
I
about
know.
it,
That's why I
is,
love.
like,
That's why I'm like, oh, I kind of
And
want
then,
that.
and then the
Wouldn't have
party
died.
will not know you're missing, and eventually at some point they
No, but-
maybe see those coffins and they'll see your corpse in that coffin. Like, oh, Nicole disappeared one day, and then they finally find you eventually just dead in that coffin, completely like,
Yeah, completely
you know.
And then we bury you, and then you come back as a zombie.
No, you.
So like
probably won't
that,
get
that,
any
that could have very,
anything.
very much have happened, but
Holy
it didn't.
shit.
And now
That would have been fucking amazing.
now Nicole may be able to actually get, like, man, for the fight with Uleth, bro. I want you to get the winning blow,
Joking.
because I feel like
I've already
you deserve that fucking
I
satisfaction.
already know kind of what I want to do winning blow wise. I kind of have a plan in my head of like, my how do you want to kill him? I kind of have it in my head already, but funny enough, Dutch, when you're angry at a character, you kind of get a bit of a plan going. You kind of get a bit of a like.
He's
ooh.
been fantasizing about this
Yeah,
murder.
I've been like, ooh, how am I going to kill this boy? An idea. Depends how it plays out though, because like maybe I'm gonna get swarmed by ads again and like, ooh.
Alright. Hey, I'm gonna give
Oh,
you
that's tanky.
an opportunity here.
Hello. Oh,
I'm
what
gonna
kind of
offer
spot?
you a question,
Okay.
which is, actually, I'm gonna offer you with a choice.
Oh fuck.
You have I'll like, if there's something you really want to know about Uleth, whether that's stats wise, like spells he has, whatever. You can have. I'll give you one piece of information on him. Like, if that, what
Fuck,
what
this
do
is
you
big.
want to know? Like, as a player, like, whether it's a stat
Gosh.
number, a certain like.
How much health he has, so you can count it down like the murderer fucked you up.
Ah, that's a great point, but at the same time, that's such a waste.
It is, but it's also.
I could learn so much important information right here, right now, and I'm Koiba's a dumb bitch. Fuck. I'm a fucking idiot.
I mean,
The
the
cool's-
information,
the cool's
the
smart,
information,
but
the
Koiba-
information you get here, you're not allowed to use in game anyway. But I'll give you, like, I like to give you a little tease. I like to give you a little tease.
I feel like. Oh shit. Fuck it, you fucker, Dodge. Like, there's so many things I want to know. What's gonna be? I'm trying to think what's gonna be important for Nicole. What does Nicole know? What does he want?
to kill?
I know, but like, what if I could learn anything? Could open up a book and then, ooh, that's shit. Fuck. Oh,
Where's
Dutch,
the
an
soft
evil
squishy part?
Yeah, where? No.
Even
That
play,
sounded
that's
more
what I.
trusting
That's
than
what I
that
do,
was.
Natty. That's what I do.
I
Anything,
What?
bro. Anything.
This is such a waste, but it's just for my own like sense of. No, it's not. I don't fucking know. What? No, I don't know. Ah, there's so much I can ask you right now, Dutch. Oh man, it really racks my brain here, bro. Like fucking like. Fuck. There's so many things I want to ask. Like health is a great one to ask because it's just like I can kind of in my head work out like right shit.
Everything but health and AC.
Okay, that's fine. Health is that's fine. I'll take that. Fucking just learning a specific score be helpful, but like, do I be helpful for myself or do I be helpful to like someone like Gypsy? And you know, like, do I ask Dex for me? Do I ask Wisdom for Gypsy? Type sort of thing.
I know he's a wise boy. Don't worry about it.
I know. Oh, and then like, oh shit, do I ask like what spells does he have? Like,
I already know
to,
that.
like, what level of spell does he have access to? Like,
So,
full high level.
I
like,
don't know if Bran would know it because he is also an Azamar.
But like,
But Gypsy knows that he's gonna be resistant to Radiant and Necrotic.
lowest
which
save scores
puts
are
me
great
in a
idea.
bit shit. Which puts me in a bit of a shit show.
I will. Yeah, go on then. I feel like what's the highest level spell?
Highest level spell?
Yeah, well,
5.
We'll see what's 5. Okay.
Monka.
Okay. That's actually really good.
Actually,
to know.
hang on.
That's worrying.
Yeah.
Hang on.
It might be higher. That's the thing. That's just looking.
Oh, what level is Plane Shift? 7th, technically 7th. But I gave him Plane Shift as a little bit of a story added twist more than anything.
Yeah, you know, when I asked the question, it's very much like
in combat.
In
the
the
highest
grand
level
scheme,
spell is 5th. 5th.
That's a bit
Is it
monka though.
fireball?
No, that's not.
Good. Bible stud though.
Those were your questions.
Cast it at 5th.
Those were your
Yeah,
I have
questions.
a question that's not
That's fine.
about his.
You asked. Okay, no, for sure. Okay, I'll allow it.
You can tell me that you're not going to answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is his brother in league with the cult?
yes.
Yeah, that got confirmed
He's
in
the
game.
blue dragon mask. He's the blue
He's the one that wears the blue.
He's the one that wants to kill the most.
He's the one that
Is
wants
his
eats the
brother
cool
human
ass.
or Azamar?
Human. That also got confirmed
Yeah.
in.
We also got converted to
Sesh.
human.
Okay, good. 'cause I wanna
Gypsy
fucking-
Edor. Write down
His
notes
brother
when
does
shit
not.
about cancer
His brother
happens.
does not share his ASMR like abilities.
I should
brothers
fucking
is
if we could ask people about his life. Fuck, I should ask that
So
shit.
I'm gonna be Uleth's brother, but I'm not his brother's brother.
Ulat's brother.
He calls you brother because you're an ASMR. You're not actually.
Yeah, I
related
know.
to
And
I
that
feel
fucking
like-
threw everyone through a loop.
I did throw
for a
me
second.
because I'm not retarded. Because like,
Whoa! You called Soko retarded, bro?
well, Roku is called Nakul brother, and vice versa because we're both
Yeah,
Dragonborn.
but they're Dragonborn, and that's tribalistic. Azamar
yeah,
don't
but
really congregate together in the way the Dragonborn
yeah,
do.
but what I'm getting at though, Gypsy, is like, I'm not a dum dum. I'm not.
This is the first time I think that I can think of Bran's met another Azamar, and the dude's like just really dicks them over.
Uleth, look, I don't think I could have hated.
I think Uleth is definitely the most in-depth antagonist I've given you so far.
So
I mean, he's
just
also
from,
the person I hate the most. Like,
just from description.
Uleth
of
Bran. No.
his wow. Just from the way he looks, I've sort of gathered, and this might be wrong, but I think he's a fallen Azamar, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, which god was he related to before he was fallen?
We'll find out later. We've got a house to explore.
I swear to fuck, if it's Rios.
I played around with this a lot.
Fear man.
Rios was in my head because that would make it a lot more personal for Aberan. But I decided that was a little bit too on the nose and a little cliche.
I mean, it depends. Which of the gods like to go around delivering the fuck?
All of them, dude. Have you read anything about Olympus?
And alright, giving them fuck.
No.
Live up to the title of the ox.
I had two in mind. I was like, Paler would be cool, you know, because Paler is a very well established god in the world of D&D.
Yeah.
Also one of the few gods that I took from the source instead of making up myself. But fuck, what was he called again? Hang on. Opens notes real quick because I have all these
Is it
god names here.
Tremeris's god
Oh my god.
that he spurned for warlock powers?
No.
And told that one to fuck off as well.
Trifle. The god
Trifle.
the god of trickery.
Oh.
It's like Loki. But
Trifle is in meddling, not trifle is in the dessert. You fucking-
yes,
It was a joke. Gypsy was a joke.
But the god of trickery, which is why he still, even though he kind of bounced away from his god, he still likes to play with his.
He still
prey.
has those traits.
Yeah.
Like, it's just part of who he is. as a person, yeah.
For fun facts, Trifle is depicted as a hyena in our world.
That makes sense.
Because all gods, for those that don't know, all the gods in our realm, I took the Egyptian approach where every god is like an animal that kind of depicts them.
And then there's Bahamut, the platinum dragon. My god.
And then there's Bahamut. But I feel like Bahamut's one of those like essential ones that really can't go without, you know, when it comes to D&D.
Palor an animal, since the other gods have animal.
Yeah.
And what animal is Palor?
A lion. Reno is a lioness, because she's the goddess of rebirth and renewal. But then Palor came around and I was like, I mean, like I'm gonna give him the on-the-nose noble lion, because that's like, Palor is like, you know, he's like the all-father of the gods pretty much. Like he's like
Odin, but with more farming.
Yeah, the only thing that I changed is Keldalar is the name of the realm, but is also the all-father of the gods, like the one who... Yeah. So, like, Palor is not the highest up deity there is, because that's Keldalar, because he's the one that...
Think of Keldalar, those Keldalar hunter fucks, don't trust them anymore.
Yeah, and Dobson actually plays a cleric called Althea, and her deity is Reno, the lioness.
Hey, nice.
But yeah, I gave Palor the lion because I felt like he's like one of the most lawful goods and noble, and that typically goes with a lion, right? So
if we see a lion mauling a fucking ox to death in our nightmares, then that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
Hey, that's not good.
Palor wants to kill me. Smile.
Oh, smile. Fucking hell. No, fuck. I'm looking forward to those nightmares, man. Like,
I'm really excited.
I'm interested to see what Dutch pulls up from the cool. Just because because there's a lot you can.
The fun thing is because you're in the Dungeon Night. Okay, for those that don't, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a chat. I'm gonna give you a little background on
doesn't have nightmares.
Who Dendar the Night Serpent is, because not an original creation by me, by the way. Not an original creation. I straight up ripped Dendar the Night Serpent from Forgotten Realms, which is a very well-known D&D setting, I guess is the word.
You say ripped, what you mean is
I said ripped
and adapted.
I didn't say raped, I said ripped. Hold up.
Yeah, I said ripped.
Oh, I heard raped and I was like, oh my god.
Wow, Monka TOS.
But Dendar the Night Serpent eats nightmares, where she was formed from the sleeping mind of an early being, like before the world even got made. But that being had a nightmare, and that's how Dendar got created. If the being would have had a pleasant dream, Dendar would have ended up being a much more pleasant creature. But now, all she does is she eats the nightmares. Like, if you're asleep and you have a nightmare, you know, when you wake up, you're like, I don't really remember what I dreamt, but I remember it being fucking scary. That's because Dendar ate your nightmare, and those nightmares that she eats fester and materialize in her demiplane of nightmares. So all the players in the party will be facing, if not one, several of their nightmares. Nightmares that they've had in the past but don't really remember that well because Dendar ate them and left them to fester in the demiplane of nightmares.
Yeah,
so
Gypsy can start get on.
So everyone is going to be next session. Everyone is going to be exposed to at least one of their nightmares.
Cyrus doesn't even remember his good dreams, let alone his nightmares. Come on.
Fair. That's fair.
So yeah, but like that's a fun thing. Like I don't have to ask you like, oh, did you dream about this? Because the whole thing about her is
that
you don't remember because that's she ate them. Like you wake the way it goes. Like you wake up and you remember having had a nightmare, but it's like I don't remember what I dreamt, but it's fucking freaked me out. You know that feeling. So yeah, like that's everyone's gonna be.
Like I said, I'm really looking forward to it.
Is a burning shadow horse?
Avran's
You mean
nightmare is a potion seller with infinite health potions that he gives out for free? Smile.
A burning shadow horse? Fucking what are they called?
A nightmare.
Nightmares, yeah. They are nightmares, aren't they? Yeah.
It's a good joke. I appreciate that, Blink.
No, but I mean, isn't it also a creature in D&D though? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it is called a nightmare, as in mare for horse.
I hate you, Gypsy.
No, I'm not making a pun. This is.
No, I understand that.
This is Blink.
But I hate puns, so there you go.
God.
Blink! Motherfucker! Don't fuel Gypsy with puns, because he'll fucking... He doesn't need it.
Alright, guys, let's stop horsing around.
Okay, well, this has been Dungeon Discourse, guys. Bye.
No, I still brought a touch.
No, if you have questions, man, shoot. Because I've said
Well, I
what I
mean,
wanted to say. Just if you have any more questions,
Questions don't really have much. Like, pretty much all answered.
How
Like,
many nightmares have you got for everyone?
yeah. Well, like, probably loads.
I have prepared 3 for each, but
3 for everyone.
yeah, but like it fully depends on how badly I roll. See how many you encounter on the way there.
That's fair.
You know.
That's gonna be the thing that will probably definitely strive Nicole and Aberan off the path of let's fucking go, boys. Is gonna be oh fuck us. Like oh yeah shit, our dreams are hell.
Yeah, and I definitely drew like I drew from all of your backstories. Like I was like, hey, there's a couple of
Fucking
people
joking.
that you lost. Hey, wouldn't it be fun if you would see those people with a nightmare form? XD.
See, this is the interesting thing as well, because these nightmares will bring out backstory.
Yeah, which is
And-
cool for the audience to kind of get a little
Yeah.
peek. And for
things like
instance,
as
that
well-
will mean it so that Abran and Nicole learn a lot more about each other.
Yeah, Abran knows a bit
And
about Nicole's
Actanis and Naranth will learn a lot more about each other. And I guess Matchroom and Kasarin, but they already kind of know each other pretty well.
They know each other pretty well.
But the cool thing
The
is,
ins and outs.
they have a shared thing that they have nightmares
Oh, yeah.
about. You know, they have something shared.
Can't wait for the
Does
night
that make
who
it
left stabbing their
longer
child.
if it's both of their nightmares manifest as one?
Oh my god.
Well, the nightmares definitely won't be like in your heads. They will definitely be there on the plane.
Like,
So like if you
realistically.
see something from your past, Nicole will see that too because it's there. Like it's there living. But yeah,
Someone
I guess in
close to
Kasaris and Matchroom's case, yeah, it could be a nightmare for both of them. Yeah, because if it has something to do with their daughter at least, yeah, it could be something that would apply to
This
both
is
of them.
where we both roll bad Koiba, and we're just sat there crying.
How
Being
will they-
character just
well,
on the-
because Sassy,
Nicole wouldn't cry. He'd be punching the shit.
because the
out of them.
nightmares will be about stuff that happened in their past, so it will be based on a real life event that happened, but just
Yeah.
super blown out of proportion because it's a nightmare, right?
The nightmares are
So, for
grounded in
instance,
reality.
we know Kasarin has a daughter, so she could have had nightmares in the past about her daughter turning out to be an assassin as well, and eventually getting hanged by the local town guard because she got caught, and she'll just see her hanging daughter from a noose.
Fucking
That sort of
Christ.
stuff, you know, like that sort of
Jesus
stuff.
fuck.
I just, by the way, I just sucked
I
out
know,
my thumb right
I-
there.
Nicole has a nightmare about
You know, so it,
forever.
Losing
He's
wrestler.
losing wrestler.
His life's a living nightmare.
He's surrounded in an arena of all the people who have beaten the wrestle arm.
That's everyone.
Cheering him on as he loses.
like
to
we, like
the
I, the
wrestle
thing is, everyone's backstory, like besides Abran, actually, everyone's backstory, low key, got discussed a couple of times, but not in too much depth. Abran is still a very close.
On the
book.
wrong.
Oh,
But even then, though, I guess
uh,
that's low key.
Narong's-
It's very low key.
I think
Yeah,
Narong's
but like-
probably the most secretive.
Narong,
Some, like, the newest.
Narong has asked the statue a couple of things that kind of led people to be like, you know.
Well, yeah, but
Branding
in,
to the chat.
in general, it's still like pretty like. I don't think the game was there for them, was there? I think all his. I think
He
all
means
the
like
wrong-
stream wise,
Oh,
but
sorry.
like
Stream-wise,
not
Oh,
character
but-
wise.
But even then, like.
like the stream-wise, I mean. you
guess,
know.
yeah, I guess
Subject of
Brand-
backstory.
Oh, God.
I'm
did you
happy
feel as a
that
DM?
you found us, Blink. Glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, we enjoy having you here. On the subject of backstory, as a DM, how did you feel when Actanis started asking the hard questions, like some sort of fucking job interview?
What do you mean?
When she started haranguing Aberan,
Oh, I thought it was great. Loved it.
and then got him drunk to ask more.
Because her doing that to you made it so that I didn't have to like I push it out there at some point because it's now already out there a little bit.
Yeah, to
you know?
Actanis.
So you know, she made my job easier because now your story is out there already a little bit.
It's one of those where it's like,
know?
I'm hit with that duality of, as a player, this is fucking great RP. As a character, Brand's like, leave me alone.
So is
Well-
the nature of D&D, my friend.
Well, Gypsy, your experience with the brand's the opposite of Nicole. Because in character, we're like, this is a fucking great idea. Let's touch the doorknob. King, like, Avcash, I'm like, this is a fucking stupid fucking idea.
I know, I had that with the
And
mine
like
shaft. I
the
was fully
great thing,
reserved to,
the
I might
great thing
die.
as well is that it is very possible that you fight Uleth next session. all
give me-
depends on. It all depends on how long you spend, like how long IRL time you spend in the Nightmare Realm.
Well, yeah, because it depends. The thing is
yeah.
as well that how the characters deal with their nightmares is going to be different for everyone.
Yeah. And it all, man. When you get out,
I'm so fucked.
like you're in a different plane, right? So
Time is different.
for instance, canonically, if you leave the Feywild, like canonically, if you leave the Feywild, you have to roll I think it's a wisdom saving throw, and if you fail it, you don't remember ever going there. And time is very convoluted. Like time spent in the Feywild does not equal time spent IRL, like in the real plane. So I have a few ideas about that, but it could be that like, oh, they spent, even though for the characters it only feels like a few hours, they could have easily spent like 2 or 3 weeks in there when it comes to the actual plane. So when they get out, it might just be a few weeks later, you know? And I have like a little system set up for like, okay, I just roll dice every so often, and that's like the outcome equals amount of days passed in the real world, you know?
Yeah, you could do a d20 and do hours, and then like that adds up to days quickly.
Yeah, I have it linked to 1 hour spent in 1 hour spent in Nightmare Realm equals 1d4 days.
So this could be like a month.
Yeah,
We could come back and Raskiel could be big dicking on the city.
I doubt it.
I mean, that's I wouldn't do that to you, would I?
Would you? Come on, Dutch. We both know that as DMs.
Yo, actually, that's a question I've just
Bell
thought.
is an extremely good player, especially for someone who's doing it for the first time.
That
Yes.
the fact that Belt's first playing she's that good pisses me off a little bit, but like in a good way. In like a good way. In the same way like Dutch pisses me off with this Ulef shit. It's very much like it's just admiration. I'm like, fuck you. But like,
But I don't think Bell is
Love
new to the sense of RP.
Yeah.
Obviously, she still has the beginner like
she's a fucking
uncertainty
theatre
sometimes with
nerd.
rolling, but like
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
yeah, she can't do. Yo, that's a big thing. Thinking of like shit, because I'm just thinking of questions on the spot now.
So,
But like me attacking Ulef, is he like? Has he had like a bit of like, oh, maybe I should watch out, or is he like, chuck this chuckle fuck? Like, you just don't give a fuck.
he was just like, okay, he hit me twice,
cute.
and what?
Yeah. And he's like,
You know?
oh, this chuckle fuck.
The thing is, like, he found it humorous because he knew he had the upper hand in that fight. He knew he had the upper hand. Like whatever you would have done there, he would have won.
I know.
So he was like, yeah, you can hit me a couple of times. Sure, give it to me. You know, like I win this fight. And that kind of was like really fun to see. It was like everyone slowly realizing like, oh
fuck.
wait, he
I
has
had
the upper hand.
such a big like, oh my god, going through like me just attacking. I was like, what would Nicole do here?
And
like,
the thing, man,
just, like,
my
because of
favorite
dodging,
moment
just, like-
about that session, hands down, was when he hit you with the ultimatum and everyone just no one said
Everyone
something
just-
for like a good
yeah.
5 seconds. Everyone just dead quiet.
like, I feel like that was also
Like that was
a very
so
encouraging-
good.
I was fucking.
I was
proud
like,
as fuck,
wow. Like
so-
that was the first
I can't
time
fucking talk.
that I got everybody to just not know what to say for a good few seconds, like in unison, and I felt very satisfied.
Yeah, we were.
But it's those reactions that like really fuel that DM fire.
Yeah,
Well, like,
definitely.
That was a massive thing because when that happened, I was very much like, oh, fuck, I have to actually think now. I can't just like mindlessly like. Nicole doesn't want to like. Nicole knows like what's the greater good here for like in general saving this kid or like teenager now or like just letting go of his rage. And he's like, that's what the whole grab him, pull and pull. It's like 4D chess play, you know, like 200 IQ play. I'll just fucking kill him in the plane with everyone else. I was like, as I did, that's like he's gonna have plane shift. He's gonna have like a stone of like go fuck yourself. I can just return however I want.
Stone
Like, I
of
could,
go fuck yourself.
You know what I mean?
It's a magic item I'm homebrewing.
well, you know what I mean. Just like the fucking like teleport
That's the
button.
thing that maybe some DMs won't agree with. Was like I gave him plane shift, even though he shouldn't have plane shift at his level. But
Seems so
I made that decision because it makes for better storytelling, in my opinion.
this is the thing as well.
So I was like, fuck it.
Character-wise, it makes sense for him to have plane shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you've put him into the portal, let him plane shift out, and then gone, okay, so he has plane shift now because fuck you guys, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it makes sense for the character, and I think that's
Yeah.
the difference for me. Things like, so in Sellouts, you know when you guys went into that, you took your like 10-minute short rest, and then you went into the lodge, and like the dude was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had that written to like, you didn't take a break, you just walk in and he's already gone, that'd be shitty of me. To just because I basically railroaded at that point that it is impossible for you to continue that. But to give you guys the chance and for then you guys to be like, okay, we're going to take a rest first. That's the difference to me.
So I gave him plane shift like way at the beginning because I was like I wanted, because he's fucking with other realms, so I felt like it makes sense for him to have an escape out of jail free card when it comes to that shit. So even though he's a little too low, exactly, Natty. But that's why I'm like that's why I made the decision, because it makes sense for the character and it makes for better storytelling. But there are D&D players / DMs out there that are very nitpicky and are like, no, you gotta follow the book. You can't give someone a spell that's too high level for it, like, you know. And I'm
almost
just
like
I'm
Be
like,
like, okay, he doesn't know plane shift. He has a wand of plane shifting.
yeah.
It's almost
Exactly.
like magic's fucking weird and no one actually
Yeah,
knows
exactly.
how
So-
it works properly.
I was just like, I'm gonna give him the option to just teleport out of the realm, because it makes sense, because he's working on things to kind of have that realm help out the Order of Roskilde, or else he wouldn't have had a fucking portal in his house that leads to the realm, right? Like 1 and 1 is 2. So it makes sense. It makes sense for him to have, in case shit goes wrong, break the glass in case of emergency, get me the fuck out of there.
Yeah. You know,
Like, it makes
and if you
sense.
get dragged
You
into
can
a
do that with a spell, or you can do that with an item, and
Yeah.
because it's not a damage-dealing spell, thematically it's this. Oh, mechanically it's the same. So either give him access to that spell, or give him something that casts plane shift.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
the same way as like, he was disguised, right?
Yeah.
You could give him disguise self, or you
Or
could
a
give
hat
him
of
a hat of
disguise. Yeah, exactly.
Mechanically,
He was
it's
using
the
a hat
same
of disguise, by the way.
Yeah.
Hat disguise is like the fucking item of this campaign. It's just like, yo.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty, right?
We went from being like off cuff ideas, like let's get some hat disguise. Like Nicole, I think, has used the hat disguise less.
That's because
whoever
Kasarin's a
gives it.
fucking wanted criminal, man. Like, she needs to disguise herself all the fucking time.
Kisra, that's fine, but I meant more like
And
Narong
yeah.
than Akatanas. He used it like once, and then there's after that he's like, I don't give a shit, but like he's like, I don't
They're
care.
all shady fucks, and because you need to be disguised because people will kill you because
Here's
you're
the
a
thing though.
dragon Pokemon.
Here's the thing though. Nicole's
Kasarin
very
will
much.
be killed for being Kasarin.
Here's the thing though. Nicole's very much like, if they want to try and kill me, I want to see them fucking try it. Like they have to come. He kind of likes this thing of being like that walking bait. He's very much just a like, yeah, they know I'm fucking here. Like
So
big
what
dick
you're
in the
saying
locker, big
is
dick in the
that-
locker room, just being like, I'm here, motherfuckers, let's go. And like,
Mm-hmm.
just as like, if they want to try and kill me, bring it. Like I'm ready.
That
And
just
this-
screams to me like the reckless cop who isn't going to kill himself but isn't afraid to die because he's at that point in his
You mean-
life.
I was
Nicole's
one
like,
day
"I've
from
lost everything."
retirement. I was one day.
Nicole's
From...
like, I've lost everything. I'm not going to kill myself. But hey, if the cult kills me...
I mean-
Yeah, like man, we've already been going for an hour and 30 minutes. Holy shit,
I know, right?
We've covered so much.
man, we're fucking. This is typically where we end Dungeon Discourse.
But like, hey man, we
Shit.
can go for a bit longer. We got good episodes.
Uh,
a lot happened.
as long as you
I think a
like
lot.
to.
I mean, yeah, we could, but like, what the fuck? Any questions that you still have that you want to know, or like, is there nothing like?
How fucked is my relationship with Rios right now?
It's complicated. It's complicated.
It's
I'm just imagining. Do you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna mark this up later. Facebook. Rios has changed relationship status to it's complicated. Aberrant.
No, because
Why aren't
Rios,
we
like
talking about
Rios,
this in
like the
private?
thing is, the whole thing about Rios is he's about the tough love, right? Like he's like, okay, you're an idiot, fucking.
Yeah.
So it's so when he feels like you're being an idiot, like he's mad because he cares, and he's mad because he knows you have the potential to be an extremely good soldier. I mean, it's in a lot of ways, yeah, a little bit.
I mean, yeah, like it really is. He's his father figure because.
Yeah,
know,
so like he's
Mom and
mad,
Dad
but he's
were-
mad because, like I said, he he feels like that was a risk you took, that wasn't necessary, and he said to you verbatim, "You are essential in the fight against this threat to the world. So it's not worth risking your life over saving a handful of peasants."
What a
Yeah,
dick.
he was brutal about it, but he was.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
Tough
Rios isn't like, you fucked up, I'm pissed at you because you're fucked up. He's like, you fucked up, I'm pissed at you because you can be better.
Yeah, exactly. Because in his eyes, you are essential to this group's success when it comes to defeating this cult. He's aware that this, like, he asked you, way in the beginning, he asked you, "Do you think traveling with this group is right?" And you were like, "Yeah." Like, you were like, "I don't know, but I think for now, this is," you said something like along the lines of like, "Not entirely sure, but they need me, so I want to help," or something like that. That's something you said.
Yeah, like it feels
And
like
this is the
it's a
first time
purpose.
since you joined the campaign, since you joined, and he checked back in and was like, "Listen, I understand that what you're fighting is good, is just, and is something you need to fight because it involves the safety of the entire realm, and it will lead up to a war, and war
Which he
is all
likes.
is what he fucks with. But he's not happy with you risking your life unneeded before you even get a chance to fight in the war for his name, like under his name."
But then,
you know,
is
that's why he's
that
pissed.
Also leading to that little skirmish of Bran is good, Rios leans more towards neutral.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That,
Bran did what he thought was the good thing.
like I said, your alignment is lawful neutral, I believe, right? What is it again? It's lawful good?
Neutral / chaotic good.
Okay.
Neutral good, but Rios is.
Yeah, and Rios is very like lawful neutral.
Yeah.
And that's why this kind of friction is there. And like I said, he's mad because he wants you to fight in the upcoming war, because he's the god of war. He wants his champions to fight on the battlefield under his name and fight the noble good fight, you know? So if you risk your life needlessly in his eyes, and it would die and not be able to fight for him, like, that's why he's pissed. You know, that's why
This
he's
has
mad.
now led me onto a very interesting train of thought.
Mhm.
Rios wants Bran to be there to fight the war, but Rios also wants there to be a war.
He doesn't. Yeah, he wants there to be a war, not necessarily that war. But there's war brewing already. We got the Burning
Yeah.
Scar. We got the orcs that are
But
constantly.
he's neutral.
But yeah, exactly. He's neutral.
Are there levels that Rios would go to?
He would
to
never. He would
instigate
never
something like
cause wars. But if he sees that there's a war, like for now, that was why he wasn't sure about you joining the party, because it's like there's a war brewing in the Burning Scar. Why aren't you there fighting? And now that he sees that your path could also potentially lead to war, he's like, okay, you have my blessing, go for it. He won't actively provoke a war, but that's why he was like, are you sure traveling with the party is the right thing to do? Because there's a war brewing already. Just go fucking fight in that one. But now that he sees this path is leading up to a war of much larger scale, he's like, okay, I'll let you do your thing. Because if and when that war breaks out, you'll be there to fight for under my name. That's his mindset.
Well, yeah, because that is the truest form of worship for a god of war.
Like he wouldn't cause a war, but he always sees the potential of an upcoming war. Like, he sees it when war is brewing. And now there's like two wars going on at the same time. There's, you know, just the war for the Burning Scar that's ever going because of the orcs and all that. It's tried to invade the rest of the realm, like every an inch more each fucking day. And now there's this Raskiel shit that if Raskiel gets summoned, the entire realm will be at war, because the entire realm is going to need to band together to fight this threat.
So low key, if Bran gets buddy with Rios, like, I have this image in my head of like this proper like war banner standard planted on like a hill somewhere, like a proper rallying banner, like,
Yeah, he'd fucking love that shit, dude.
or you know, the other path of
Yeah, or it's like the Super Bowl of wars, man. Dubs, you don't even know.
This is like the Super Bowl war.
And see, what's worse for Rios, not fighting in a war or fighting in a war not under his name?
Yeah, he'd be mad.
He wouldn't be a happy dad.
He'd be upset. He'd be a little, you know,
Upsetty spaghetti.
felt like Abraham pissed in the cereal a little bit. But there would be nothing. But there would be nothing he could do about it. Though that's the thing. Like he would be pissed, but
Yeah, and
like he could potentially strip you from some of your powers, and that's about it. You know. And there's more champions of Rios. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
You know.
Bran thinks he's special, but he's not.
He really isn't.
Well, that's the thing, because Bran hasn't really, like, there are other followers of Rios that he's met, but he's not met an Azamar of Rios.
Oh, they're out there.
Yeah, he just hasn't met them.
Yeah,
He doesn't
he's
know
never
of
met them.
So he's sort of like, I have some leniency to be like everything's open to discussion. Whereas Rios could just turn around and be like, you know what? If you don't want to agree to it, fine, see you later, or
Yeah,
idiot.
literally, like, and you know, if worst comes to worst, and he's like, oh, I'm running out of Asimar, I'll just fork some more people, you know, I'll fucking chuck my blood in some more humans and turn them into my Asimar, easy, you know, easy dub. You know, I'll turn myself into a goose and fuck a woman. Wait, that was the other god.
300 years from now, when there's just a fucking squadron of Azamar of Rios, like, fuck me.
What is happening to chat, by the way? Super Bowl of War, Super War of Bowls, Bowl of War soup? Yes.
Ramen noodles?
Stop.
Oh my god.
Wasn't even a
So, man, I could talk about shit for days, man. Cause like I said,
Yeah.
I like have my world and like
Hey Matt, like fucking
Fucking
there's
hell,
so
dude.
much. There's like
there's so many layers, dude.
Episode, I say at the end, don't have a stream that shit every time. But fucking Dutch, what a DM. He fucking
First
as
time
I
DMing a campaign like this, by the way.
As I say, Dutch is a fucking cunt sometimes when it comes to this, like just playing with my emotions and like. But fuck me.
But
do I
the
love
thing
him.
is, because
But I
you've
love him
been
so much.
because you've been toyed with twice now, when you
Ready.
finally get to deal with him, it's gonna be so much more satisfying, though.
Here's the thing though. You say that, but knowing the call, he's gonna be like, wow, it's disappointing. Fuck. I need to get the next one. Yeah, it's just gonna be like, he's gonna like anticlimactically just be like, fuck it.
I mean, when the point, like when when I feel like it gets to the point where Nicole is getting a little too like, yeah, I wanna fight. I'm gonna just pull in your backstory and have you fight, motherfucker.
Hey. Well, here's the cool,
Because I honestly think that if and when we finally deal with Nicole's backstory, and he gets like the answers he's looking for, and he gets his payback, I think Nicole partially wouldn't know what to do with himself.
Oh, definitely. Well, the thing is, though, he's got.
But
other
also, I think Nicole would become a lot more timid. Like, okay,
things. Maybe a bit more chill. Like
once
Nicole's
he's let
pretty.
that out.
Nicole's viewpoint on the world is pretty chill anyway. He just has this like burning vengeance thing going on, so he's just very much like, cool, yeah, cool, but come on, guys, like, I got shit I need to do, like, but
yeah, because we discussed this before, and I'm curious. Because right now, it started as Nicole seeing this party of people and being like, okay, I could use these people to help me get what I want. But is there ever a point where that will change into like, wait, I genuinely care for these people?
I think like Nicole
You
cares
know?
these people at this point. Especially like with the helping of Actanus, that very much was a big thing for him because it's like Nicole would happily help people, but it'd be very much I'll help other people get their vengeance, or I'll help other people kill shit. Like you tell me there's like this big old like you want to kill this fucking thing, I'm here. Like let's fucking. I've got a hammer or such or a sword. I can like me like especially like he could easily see like me and Belle talked about this like Actanus and Nicole were like if the plan did split anyway like we could easily see it just like him and Actanus just being like bounty hunters together, just being like, do you want to kill shit together? Like we're really good at killing shit. Like should we just fucking do it? Should we just kill shit? And we
I mean,
joke,
if that's
we
the type
joke.
of, if that's the type of character you like to play, like a blood hunter is like class-wise is like that's what they do, you know.
But
They
even
fucking-
then, like he's very much he would be happy to like I've got my vengeance. I'm ready to like retire. Like, I'm ready to like find a nice lake thing. And
I think
just
off
not
of
think again.
all of you guys, like right now, like we've dealt with, like one of Actanus her like personal arcs. We're dealing with like a combination of main plot, but also definitely the Kassaran's like arc, or one of them at least.
60,000 words, boys.
But the thing is, like, there's you, there's Aberan, there's Narong,
Oh, yeah,
Tremaris, his ongoing arc, because that man, like, Hanzo is such a good fucking D&D player, man. Can we talk about how fucking good he is at not just necessarily just playing his character, but also just at playing D&D in general? Just like he never meta games unless he genuinely doesn't know, like, but like
I was accidental, like that.
he like when he's quiet, but the times that he does speak, like the times that Tremaris does speak,
He makes every word count.
yeah, exactly. And
I think that definitely plays
so
up
nutty,
to
dude.
Hanzo as a person.
Yeah, I feel like that
Because,
too.
you know,
definitely.
Hanzo as a person doesn't speak very often, but when he does, it's generally either important or worth listening to for entertainment value. And I feel like that's the same with Tremaris. Tremaris is a quiet character, but if Tremaris has something to say, everyone else shuts the fuck up. Because if Tremaris has taken the time to say something, it's going to be worth listening to.
Oh, definitely. Like I say, fucking.
We have such a great group. Like,
We do.
there is no one in the party that at any point I've gone, you know what, I'd rather play D&D with someone else.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. I feel like our group is a very good group of players that
we
are
have a very good
I think it's very
mix
lucky
as well.
like
considering how we
Mimi
came together.
when possible, but you were also all very down to get to this like heavy, emotional, very deep story stuff, and
Yeah.
not every group of players has that. Not necessarily the capability that's not what I was looking for, but like has that need for a very, very heavy plot. And
What's even more thingy about it though is how we came together, because it wasn't like a group
Yeah.
of friends. Like we weren't like
No,
a
like,
group of
the
friends
only
who then thought,
people
oh,
I
let's play D&D together. It was
Whew.
we're kind of a bunch of strangers, really. Like,
yeah,
we
the
went to
only
one other
people
person
I
or two.
knew was like Laura a little bit because we level select, but at that point I didn't know Laura that well either, and Duke's fucked off since then.
I kind of knew Duke and I kind of knew Dutch, and even then I barely knew Dutch. Like I
I don't know
Soko.
Soko, of course, I knew Soko.
Like
Yeah, and then obviously,
Like I've been to like Dutch's stream like maybe 3 times in like that week beforehand, because like I should probably know who Dutch is. like and check him out because Dutch is fucking amazing streamer. But like, you know, I was like, fuck. And when they came together, the group, I was like, this is either gonna go really well. I was like, oh, this is like, or I might have to like press the abort button quickly. Like, sorry guys, something's come up. I can't like.
I can't do this anymore.
I feel
Yes,
like
it's not
we've all
working out for
been-
me.
We've
Like,
all been like D&D wise,
get ready.
like starting session 1, we were immediately like, I feel like we were in the zone. I feel like immediately from day 1 we were like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. This is cool. Let's play D&D.
Day 1, like because you said you're a new DM, I was like, oh fuck, is he gonna be like, not bad, but you know what I mean? Is it gonna be like that? Is this gonna be like kind of cringy shit, or is it? I say, is it gonna be? Is it? Is it?
to go kill some goblins?
Well, no. Look, I don't mind. I don't mind the cliche. You know me. But like, is it gonna be some cringy shit, or is it gonna be like? Is it gonna be too rules heavy? Am I like just like? Is it gonna be a bit of like a fun like no fun like? Because I had no idea. And like episode 1 straight from Dutch, right? Yeah. Well, straight from the start, Dutch was like, just cause like, this is the right place. Like this is good. This I like this. This is what I want from the D&D.
Man, stop it.
No, it's genuinely like.
They're just like stop. But
I just
continue.
fucking kicked the shit out of my PC. Hold up, come on.
Turns itself off. Just like
You know
stop
that I
it.
came off the back of like a campaign that I personally really enjoyed with a group that I didn't enjoy so much. And then like, I joined into it and Dutch was like, "Hey, like, Duke's leaving. Do you want to stay?"
Yeah, that happened
And
to be
I'm
very
like-
convenient.
I know Laura. I know Hanzo. I've known Laura for like 2 years. Don't know any of these people, and yet like you all ended up being like some of my closest friends. Like fucking.
Can I take?
I
that back?
talk to you all at least like once every 2 days.
Yo, can I like hit that reverse button? I'm joking.
Wow. All right. I see
No.
how it is.
No, but like, I feel like you can tell because I'm not comparing myself to Matt Mercer, by the way, in any way of the shape or form, but like, Critical Role was like the only real big influence of D&D that I've had, and I feel like that's, I kind of took inspiration a lot from Matt Mercer's style DMing, and I don't mean to compare myself to that man's because he's something else. If you're out there, Matt, hi, big fan, both in size and in
Bigger fan.
What a boy.
But
Top tier meme.
like Critical Role is what inspired me to want to play D&D. Critical Role is what inspired me to like, hey, I used to write short stories in high school. Let's pick that back up again and put it into a D&D setting where I can have people play out instead of keeping it to myself, reading it a couple times and then hitting that delete button, you know? Which is also why I want this campaign to be funny, but also have a very heavy story. I want my players and the viewers to be attached to the characters, so that when someone dies, it has meaning. And that, like, when Ash died so early on, like, we were only eight episodes in, but everyone was really, people were like super attached already, and I was like, okay, we're doing, like, when Ash died, that's when I got confirmation, like, okay, we're doing something here, and people are actually really invested because they care. That moment, like, as sucky as it was, that moment was when I was like, hey, we're doing something here, good. You know, like we're onto something.
I think the moment
I don't want to pipe up our campaign, but I also kind of do. But I mean, yeah, this is a talk show about the show, man. Like,
whatever. At this point, we're 22 episodes in, and then we're talking about episode 8.
Yeah, like we're 22 episodes in, and like we talk about shit like that. I'm sorry, Blink. I'm sorry, bro, but yeah, like.
TLDR, Soko's starting character dies.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Preston.
But I feel like compared to most D&D streams out there, I feel like we definitely have something unique going, and
I know a lot of D&D streamers. I watch a lot of D&D.
You know,
I think that we both have a brilliant storyteller as DM, and we have a brilliant mix of people where it's not always super serious. Like, there are those really fun moments, and everyone enjoys it. And I don't feel
definitely.
That, like,
and there are moments
I don't feel
where
that if I make a joke, everyone's gonna hate me.
No,
but
obviously not.
Like,
but sometimes there's just like, it's not the time for jokes. Sometimes, you know, and I feel like for the most part, we all kind of feel when it's appropriate to make jokes and when it's a time for like, oh, let's make it.
There's definitely times where I was ready to make a joke. I thought.
And then you're like, I can't. I've DM'd you before, Dutch, where I'm like, I want to make a joke, but it's not the right time.
Yeah,
no,
funny to me.
Yeah, like I know in fact it would get a laugh, but it would kill the moment.
It would kill the moment, yeah, exactly.
It would kill what is happening here, and that is more important than me getting a laugh.
And I think the thing is about, like, I feel like our viewers as well are like so invested, and it blows my fucking mind. Like, Natty, for example, Natty, Sassy, Dobson. James before he got involved, like, as a player.
Fucking me before I even joined.
And there's more. Kamikaze. There's so many.
OSG,
There's so many. OSG. There's so many that are like so fucking invested and are there or try to be there every week. And if they're not there, they catch up on the VODs. And it's like, it blows my mind. But at the same time, and I don't mean to like pipe myself up, or ourselves up, but I feel like we put on a good fucking show every week, and it's not like I feel like we don't deserve the shit that we get. Hell, I feel like with the work that we put into it, not just me as a DM, but also everyone as players, I feel like we deserve so much more, and we're gonna get so much more because. Man,
I'm getting a bit emotional.
There's so much more D&D to come, and there's so much, like, we all evolve as players, and I feel like, especially compared to the majority of the Twitch streams on D&D, the D&D streams on Twitch, my bad, the other way around, we got something special here, and I'm really excited to see where this fucking bolt goes, you know? Like,
straight up, the moment I knew we had something special was episode 2, because that was the episode, because, like,
Episode 2 was a while ago, bro.
No, in the sense of like, because episode 1 we hit like 50 viewers, and I was like, when you start something new, you're gonna get a lot, especially when it's selling in this big community level sets. But then episode 2, we still had like 40, and I was like, oh fuck, this is something. Like this is, like, because like when you go into like large that, you think, oh, it's gonna be like, you think straight away, pessimistic. I'm like, it's gonna be like 10, like maybe 10 people might show interest, and like 5 of them are gonna be us in the stream. What,
like straight up.
Like 5 of us are gonna be the players, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
the
us.
fact, like,
When I
And then
streamed the
straight
campaign,
away,
yeah, like 38 something. I think 38. That's or some shit like average. And
I think
then
we hit 50 on the first one. On the
50,
first
and
episode.
we
average
since
for
then, like we've
everything,
consistently,
38, 39.
since then consistently like 25 to
over
30, 20 on a bad day. You know,
20 if
every
we have
stream.
20 when like other people's going on, but even then, like
Yeah, we're doing something special, and I'm really excited to see where this fucking adventure goes because
Same.
there's so much potential, and our show is very small. Like, we're not the biggest D&D streamers out there,
Oh no.
but compared to some of the bigger D&D streams out there, I feel like we have something really special going that they don't, and we all put work into it. You guys through role playing your fucking asses off, and I through, you know, making sure that every week I have a session for you guys. But I genuinely think that this show, like, if we keep at it, there's a lot of potential for a lot of great things to happen in the future, you know?
4 years from now, I'm gonna have beard to the floor, and we're still gonna be here doing Dungeon Select.
Man,
Remember that second character, man.
Be able to tell what campaign we're in by the length of my beard.
But how stressed, like, wrinkles we've all got from the fucking, like, the emotional turmoil Dutch has put us through, all aged like 20 years.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like it's like in a few months we'll all be like 20 years older.
Yeah, everyone's like really like connected.
Uleth, fuck! He's chased us away for the 5th time, mother.
And the funny thing is, like, you're so mad at Uleth, but you haven't even seen the guy
master.
that killed. No, you haven't even seen the guy that killed Ash since it happened.
Oh, we have. Fuck it!
Like, he's still out there. You haven't
Yeah,
seen him
Traveris
since,
is
but
killing
he's still
that
out
man.
there.
Yeah, Tremendous.
Like, the man that killed one of your, like, party members, and you haven't seen him since.
I know. Fucking Dutch.
Didn't kill one of my party members, forehead.
Dutch, your mind. I can't wait to see what your mind is.
It hurts sometimes,
fuck-
man. I got headaches
fuck
from
up- this
all the
fuck
stuff
up-
in there.
This fuck up twisted mind that is just beautiful when it grades. Fucking, just like I say, I fucking love you to bits, man. But the emotional turmoil you put me through, like.
They even remember who it was by the time it shows up again? Yeah, because Tremaris is fucking traumatized.
Tremaris has got
Like-
nightmares about this dude.
I remember Mr. Raisin.
Tremaris signed to deal with the devil to make sure that he can get payback on this man, so yeah.
It is one of Tremaris' nightmares to do with the death of Ash.
We'll find out. We will find out in a couple
Shut
of
the
days'
fuck up,
time.
Koiba.
Hey man, I don't want everything to be fucking ruined right here, right now.
Right here.
Nightmares,
Right.
yeah, they
Gypsy, this is the
we
money
ended the
maker
last
reaction.
session as the party just entered the demi-plane of nightmares, so they're gonna be confronted with some of their deepest, darkest nightmares from the past.
I'm saying, did you want my reaction face be spoiled
next
already
session.
now? Right here?
I love
Wait
Koiba's
till
reaction
Sunday.
face. I've taken so many.
I think
clips of
Koiba
both
is gonna
Dungeon
make
Select
a
and
really good
Sellout.
reaction face to all of the nightmares that are gonna be.
Oh, I mean, I am, because I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, oh no, and the kills it, no, cause that makes sense.
Yeah, what's
I feel
up,
like
Bell?
there's types of people in our
Oh, belt knows.
in both campaigns. There's the people who react to everything like really like hype, which is great, and then you also have the people that like only react to certain things, which is also great because it's like a holy shit. Like I got like Soko in the Saturday campaign. Like when I get Soko to be like, oh shit, that's normally a really good sign. Or like I know that I can be quite like focused, so when you're describing things Dutch, my face is normally pretty blank because I'm sat there like fully like
I'm,
imagining
like-
it in my
Yeah,
head.
well, you're sat there trying to throw popcorn in your mouth and failing.
No, but
Would you-
like I always
See,
like,
I'm like you, but the opposite, because I'm listening to every word. I'm like,
Yeah, but you're
fuck,
very
this is-
you're very reactive when it comes to. Oh,
but then there are times like when I
because-
You're
Because
like
I'm
the
like-
perfect guy for YouTube thumbnails, is what you are. Like, you can make all those faces.
You never would have guessed what happened in this D&D stream.
Yeah. 5 reasons why you should watch Dungeon Select. Reason 3 would really took me by surprise.
But yeah, I do think that it's just a great, like, there's a really great group dynamic.
Yeah.
Which I think
Even
is
when we
really
break
hard
up
to
the
capture.
party almost by accident. Whoopsie poopsie.
I think
Yeah,
it's
you
hard
guys
to
in charge
capture in,
once,
like,
man.
DM groups where like everyone gets on a personal level.
That gypsy
You
kid's a
know.
bit of a cunt. Come on, man.
All right, bye.
Bye.
No, but you know what I mean.
I love you, really.
Everyone gets on a personal level, and it's things like the biggest sign to me that it's a good group is the fact that when we finish a session, there's at least 2 people chatting to each other for like another 4 hours afterwards.
Yeah.
And throughout the week, we're constantly talking in the Dungeon Select chat. Like, it's not just dead until Dutch is like, "Hey guys, are you all ready for tomorrow?"
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
not
what
like
my
we
old
join the
campaign used
call,
to
we
be
leave.
like.
Like, join and leave. Like, join up when Dungeon Select starts, we all leave when it ends, and it's like, okay, that's what we're here for.
Or like between the calls, like we all still chat in.
Yeah, exactly. I
group
just
and
checked, by the way. I have roughly around 30,000 words in notes about which is purely world building
And that's just Keldala.
and sessions and all that.
That's insane.
So there's 30,000 words split over several, like Word documents.
Does your Google Drive now just have like piles of D&D documents?
No, I don't use Google Drive. I just use Word, and I just have like a little folder.
I like
that's
to use mine on Google Drive on the off chance that, let's say, I went up north to visit family and we had a session.
And the thing is, like, that
DM that on my
30,000 is not including all the improv that we've done, because
Oh yeah.
that 30,000 is just what I've pre-made, and then there's also so many things that happen due to improv.
Do you ever do the thing where like you improv something and then you're like, shit, I forgot to write that down, and you have to go back and watch the VOD?
Oh,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
week, bro.
did
So,
that?
Hanzo messaged me the other day and was like, "Hey, do you remember like how much Tremere's age?" And I was like, "Oh," because I didn't write that down. 20 years, by the way. We have to watch it
Because
back. But...
so one of the things I prepare is because I know that I'm bad at naming characters. It's just one of my things as a DM.
I'm alright at naming characters.
I'm not good at name improv, and I've just
Touch
accepted.
knows how bad I am at naming characters.
So I have 3 post-it notes of character names, and then whenever I use one for a certain thing, like I just cross it off.
Oh shit!
So
What do I
like,
do?
Klaudos was written down here. Katrin was written down here. Zoran, who was the priest you met in Erebus's house, is up here. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I have one document which is roughly 2,000 words, straight up just NPCs and roughly what they look like and where they are.
I have what I describe as the kill list, which is it lists every NPC the party's met and whether the party has confirmed that they're dead, they are presumed dead, or are alive and well as far as the party knows. Because there are like some people.
I have
like,
that on the wiki. I have that on the wiki. I have like status deceased, dead, or missing, or whatever, or unknown.
because like there are people that like you've seen die and know are dead, or there are people like Tidwin between sessions 1 and 2. You all assumed he was probably dead, but you didn't specifically see him die.
Yeah, I was just I don't know. Man, can we talk? I just don't like Tidwin, dude. Not a fan. Not a fan.
In character or out of character?
Okay, I have both. I have a question for you. Of all the NPCs that I've made, which one is the one that you like the least, and which one is the one you like the most?
Least Uleth. But I know, right? Are you talking about in character or out of character?
Out of character. Out of character.
Out of character, I fucking love Uleth, right? He's great. But I wouldn't say he's my favorite NPC. Like, I fucking love that gnome I stole from. Fuck, I don't know why it is. Don't know what it's about. That it's just
gnomes. It's gnomes.
It's
I
just
don't know what it
gnomes
is.
being
It's
dumb.
about, no, it's
I
that
hate
specific
Grassband.
gnome-
He's a dick. Why? You what?
No.
Like I feel like Grassband. You just hate him because he knows things about you.
So out of character, I don't have any NPC that I've gone, I would have done that differently, or I don't think that's a great.
No, but you
NPC.
could just like I don't necessarily like Tidwin, but I wouldn't. It's not me criticizing you as
Okay,
a creator.
you don't
it's
like
just-
him, but that doesn't mean that like you think he's. That's the difference for me. Like you don't think he's a bad NPC. You just don't like him as a
Yeah,
person.
exactly.
And like, there's no NPCs that I actively think are bad. There's not really any NPCs that like I dislike the personality of.
Fuck.
There's obviously the evil ones are evil because they're evil.
But like,
I really like Alice. I really like fucking
Elefantier,
yes, and
the one that you named. Keep forgetting the name of. Lol.
Yeah. I'm bad with names, okay, and I don't have my notes right here. Elevantir.
don't worry, Dropsy.
And fucking what's her name? The one that has the hots for anything with a pulse and runs the magic shop.
Theonel.
Theonel. That's
I
it.
love Theonel.
I love Theonel.
One of my
Theonel-
favorites. Definitely.
Theonel's a name that I forget constantly as well. I'm like, it's Thea something. Thea. I'm like,
Like, she's definitely like the Gilmore of our.
Oh.
If I had to like draw a comparison to Critical Role, but I just love it because she's like, she's this very flirtatious, pretty-looking high elf that just like her main priority is make money with her franchise, but you know, she enjoys talking to good-looking men.
Nicole is a bit like, okay, well, like he knows what she's about, so he's just like, yeah,
Men
whatever,
or
love.
women actually,
Like,
because like
yeah.
I've never really disclosed, but you know, like the main reason why she's so on the nose flirtatious with men is because she knows that if men kind of she knows she's good looking, so she knows that if she uses her charm, chances are she'll be able to strike better deals with men.
I like how
Women are a
Nicole-
lot more tricky when it comes to that.
I like how Nicole like
You know?
goes with it, but it's very much like, no, what the fuck? Like, what's up? Sure.
Wait, women manipulating men, Dutch?
In my D&D campaign, never, bro.
In either of our D&D campaigns, that's not a thing that happens.
Hey, in my campaign, no one has home wrecked anyone yet.
Dutch, that's about to change now, motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay. Who's
Takes
over-
the-
I
Just-
mean,
Does Ulif have a wife? Let's go, boy.
knowing what you know was.
No one
did she
cares if you
home
fuck
wreck
the
him
bad guy's wife.
Knowing what you know, did she home wreck him or did he home wreck himself?
She home wrecked him, 100%. 100%. That opinion didn't change, by the way. Like you gave me reasoning, but she still did it. Therefore, she's still a homewrecker.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless. I think my favorite NPC
To play?
man. Yeah, he was funny, but he was just like a little meme, you know, like. As far as like just NPC, like reoccurring NPCs,
Yeah.
I think either Theonel or Elefantir. I can't really pick between those two.
I like Roykul. I like Roykul a lot.
Roykul is cool. Is cool.
just a
He's dope too. I also like playing Mokin, but I just like playing dumb Goliaths.
Is it
I
bad
think-
that part of me wants Bran to be close to Elevantir just because before I joined the campaign, Elevantir was my tie to the campaign? Like, I named Elevantir before I was a player, and like, I
Yeah,
turned up every
I was
week,
doing a
like,
writing
so
shit, and I
where's-
was like, "Hey,
where's
chat,
Elevantir, Ismail?"
can someone
Need a
name a high elf NPC for me?" And Gypsy was like, "Oh, Elefantir."
I'm surprised
Oh, that's
Elevantis
cool.
have a fucking Y in his name if Gypsy named him.
Hey, maybe I meant for it to be Elevanti YR.
Yeah, it's true.
That's fucking
My
stupid.
least favorite NPC to play. Not to play. I mean, maybe to play. I don't know. Like my least favorite NPC. I
Goblins
think
that rip off Nicole and Narunk.
He never ripped off Nicole. Nicole did my
Is-
shit from that goblin.
is
He wants to burn his
um,
cart down.
I don't know. I think in general I just don't enjoy playing. I don't know. It's hard.
I think the thing is that
because-
if you don't like an NPC, you won't.
yeah, I
flesh
don't
out,
make them
or you won't,
forehead.
like-
Yeah.
you know, like there's a difference
Like
between.
out of the NPC, like we have like a gang of 5 to 10 NPCs that occasionally reoccur. We have Theonel, love Theonel. We have Elevantir, love Elevantir. We have Roykul, he's lit. We have Mokin, he's dope. We have Tamar, the half-orc you met in Raisin's office,
Yeah.
who is still working behind the scenes. That was supposed to be the character played by Daft Brit, but he
And
then
may
had to
still
like
be.
and may still be at some point. So like he's still there. Archmage's brass band because he kind of like leads this little behind the scenes campaign to search for these cultists now. Archmage Idoras, the funny Furbolg. I like him a lot as well. With the Kermit voice. Fucking Koiba freeze, or is he just sitting very still?
I'm sitting
No, he's
still.
sitting.
Holy
still.
shit, dude! Like I was like, wow. There is. Wait, who else is there? I'm forgetting someone. There was Medjern.
Was.
Brass Band, more like Dick Band. Yeah, Brass Band is the one that is giving you shelter that no one else
Iron
knows
Dick.
about. Iron Deck was fun, but he's not reoccurring. Like he's dead.
I
Not
like.
anymore. I mean,
I'm trying to think of
I've
NPCs
met
that I didn't
time.
like now, and they've said it. Like, I'm just trying to think. I kind of didn't like that bars that we met. Just
Oh, that
'cause-
gnome?
oh,
Yeah, that
the,
gnome.
the one that you were
Fucking Knuckle Brick?
Just because he's a bit of an asshole.
Men like Zodri? Oh man.
like-
the one that I accidentally threw fucking.
Like-
Accidentally.
Yeah, I slipped. Smile.
Man, I have some things like about that guy that you're gonna hate me for.
Is he gonna come back and be pissed at Brand for throwing rocks at you?
No, he owns a certain item that
He owns an artifact to the Sundering, right?
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So your paths are gonna be crossed at some point.
I mean,
you know,
what's the worst? he
Kermit the
could do?
Mage, yeah, Idoras, dude, love Idoras. Hello there.
Hello there.
Brassman's not home.
So, not as NPCs, but are there any voices that like you started doing and realized you hated but still had to do?
Nicole's voice, no.
Because I know that one of my slight regrets with Tidwin is that his voice is very hard to do for long periods of time.
I struggle with Elevantir a little bit after I have not done him for a while. Like I lost his voice a couple of times last session. 'Cause I was like, it's been so long since I had to voice him. Theonel, same thing. I love her voice. Like she's just very like sassy, but because I hadn't really played her for so long, I had trouble getting back into that like voices. I don't hate doing them,
There are just some.
but
that are
like
hard.
Chamaris, like that voice is very heavy on my throat after a while.
Yeah.
Very heavy in my throat after a while. And then there was fucking
You guess
there
what we
was
watched
one
before?
where I really had to like yeah, and that
I mean, there's,
fucked
like-
my throat so much, dude.
I can't remember what voice she gave the dragon that spoke to me. So
The dragon was
That
just
was
like
pretty
this very like stout,
yeah.
very like whoa,
yeah, it was very.
you know, very like imagine there being a lot of reverb behind that voice,
yeah.
like that kind of.
Yeah.
Rios has a cool voice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first time I voiced Rios properly. Like I voiced him before, but that
More
was
than,
like, it
like
was,
a couple of like.
yeah, that was like first like actual conversation that you had with Rios. Yeah.
Bran wasn't the politest either.
Man, we got 2 people in like 2 weeks telling them their gods to go fuck themselves. Huh, that's
Yeah,
nuts.
I didn't say it in that.
No, it's funny because last week, like, or the session before last session, I guess, Tremaris full on told his god to like go fuck himself, and now he made a fucking deal with them. Like, okay. Change of heart, XD.
Nutty.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't have a god to tell me to go fuck myself because the cool thing about that, he tells actual people to go fuck themselves, like Ulef
So-
specifically.
Yeah, but like
You
you're
don't
also.
have to-
No.
What's up?
You don't have to tell us who it is, but do you have a favorite player character? I'm not
Like
going to judge you
backsto-
'cause I think
Backstory wise and stuff.
Just in general.
all in general, or if you want to separate it out, do it.
Like you all have your like things that I love about your characters. Like Actanis is hilarious. Naronk is like Naronk's backstory is fucking
Fire. Yeah.
fire. Gassaren, like just the way Laura plays her, is so good.
It's like a dad trying to say he doesn't have
like
a favorite.
everyone has aspects of their character that I really enjoy, so it's really hard for me to like pick a favorite. As far as backstory goes, I won't say like my favorite backstory is, but the backstory I'm looking forward to the most, just for the sake of good RP and good like just good sessions,
No wrong.
is Naronk's backstory.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But like there's no real favoritism anywhere because
See-
you all have like your unique.
I feel the same. Like I love all my players equally, but
Yeah, Cyrus is pretty
I
cool.
have some really big memes coming up with Kamiya, some
Oh.
really big memes coming up with Cyrus,
Oh, really?
and some really big memes coming up with Peldo.
Get fucked
Through-
through. Get fucked.
It's not that I don't have big memes for Throom, it's just that they're not.
Really interested to learn more about Naronk now? Watch the next session because, you know, nightmares
We will.
The nightmares will reveal a little bit about what drives them, you know?
It's just that, like, Throom's.
Hey,
plans I have for
Octanus is
Throom-
paired up with Naronk. Like, Octanus has Naronk all to herself on the trip to the Iron Tower. So,
Careful.
you know, you can, you know, you like to pry things from people when you're on your own with them. So,
Careless Whisper starts playing through the trees. That's Octanus' real nightmare.
mate, like, yeah. What if Naronk just tries to bed Octanus? You know, because
I imagine that
she's-
Octanus' form of saying no is an axe like about 2 inches.
it's
from
like
his
you're out there
genitals.
on your own in this hot deserty parts in the Danny Blaine Nightmares,
warm. Maybe we
and
should take some
Naronk is just
photos
like, "Hey, what's up, BB?" You know?
See, I think that Naronk would.
Ooh,
But I
woo,
don't
any
think
buzzle,
Soka would.
any knoll just to buzzle, nuzzle,
Hey,
bulge.
no,
Fuck
just
it.
a buzzle.
I fucked up again, huh? Man, I'm really struggling today.
just a
The thing,
puzzle,
I've been
don't
talking,
worry.
like, I'm so fucking tired, dude. I'm
We're
sorry.
single
man.
lingual cucks, don't worry about it.
That's fucking
Yeah.
muzzle my bulge, daddy.
I
No,
mean, we have
it's-
also going on for almost an hour longer than most.
We really
Like,
have, huh? That's nutty,
that's-
bro.
We should
That's the
probably.
thing. I
Not
think
that I
Naronk
don't want to wrap
would.
it. Like, I want to keep talking
No,
about.
it's
We
just, yeah,
probably
like,
should wrap it
I had
up.
a long,
soon.
I had a long day, boys. I had
We
a
should
long
probably
day.
wrap it. Dude.
I think Naronk would, but I don't think Soka would because I don't.
Nah,
think Soka
it's
would
not
want
on his
to.
mind. Is the wrong triggering Scanlan now? Like a miserable version of Scanlan, because Scanlan actually fucks.
Maybe you should just give him a low DC desperate barmaid.
I mean, he can go to the fucking whorehouse. He can go and get himself a fun time for a couple of gold. You know, like it's not
I
a
I
big
think it's
deal.
a privilege, a pride thing for him.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I think so
wanna pay, he
too. I
wants
think
to
so
woo
too.
someone. Just give him a desperate fucking
Scanlan,
woman
but
barmaid.
with a 0 bonus to his charisma, whereas Scanlan had like a plus. At the end of the campaign, I think like +8 to his charisma bonus. So, and then also proficiency. So that's like another. What is it at level like 18? What's your proficiency bonus at level 18? Like 6. So yeah, you know.
Go with an STD and he dies. Just take points in Paladin. 5 levels, 3 levels in Paladin. You can fuck whoever you want and not get
Cure
STDs.
disease, XD.
Yeah.
But yeah, unless there's like any more burning questions from chat or my
No.
players, I do think this is a good point to wrap it up. I'll be live tomorrow afternoon, and then in the evening I'll probably be heading out home for my birthday the next day. So there won't be a stream
gonna
Friday
stream
evening.
tomorrow.
There won't be a stream Saturday, and Sunday we'll be back for Dungeon Select, and then next Tuesday is my birthday stream, the birthday subathon! Exclamation
Why
mark
couldn't you
B
wait till I got
day!
paid, Dutch?
What?
Why couldn't you wait till I got paid? So
Yeah,
selfish.
I'm sorry, dude.
How dare you
my,
have your birthday?
My
before
bad for having my
Friday?
birthday. Exclamation mark
I mean,
B
me
day.
and
We're
Koiba
doing
have
a
our
big
birthdays around the end of the
birthday
month.
celebration
What do you?
stream Tuesday, April 9th. My birthday is April 6th, but because busy with family stuff and exams, I opted to move my birthday celebration stream to after my exams.
Are you gonna DM in a party hat though?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Um,
Yeehaw, cowboy!
Can we
So-
get like a clip art party hat on the street?
sick.
Little balloon.
So I'll definitely try to do a stream tomorrow afternoon, and then I won't be here on Saturday. I maybe depending on Sunday depends on like what time I get back home. Yeah, exactly. Custom blinks, fucking having the family over. Yeah, but like I have to travel for 2 hours to get to my family though, so that's like, ugh, you know.
2 hours. That's cute.
Yeah, but it's by public transportation, and that fucking sucks.
That's a valid point. My
You know?
family's a 3-hour drive away. It's just not a journey.
Like
you know
I
what mean?
love fucking like in a car,
My family
dude.
is literally
I
downstairs.
went to the Eminem concert in Hanover, like last year, which was like a 5-hour drive or some shit from here. and then we also had to drive 5 hours back when we left there. So that, but you're in the car, right? Car rides are so much more chill than train rides.
Oh yeah, completely. Because you don't have to worry about which stop am I at.
Yeah, you can just kind of chill, zone out.
On the sat nav.
But yeah, I'll be fine. Like, I'll just
on.
fucking whip out my laptop, put on my phone hotspot, and fucking Netflix while on the train. So it's like, it's all good.
I'll be sending you a million D&D puns, don't worry.
Lit. But yeah, birthday subathon next week on Tuesday.
Tuesday, be there. Or
be
don't be there.
square.
There's a link to the rules and all that in there as well if you guys are interested. And yeah, and then Wednesday I'll stream as well, but I'll have a guest.
Ooh.
Man like SetoKoiba will be here IRL.
Man like SetoKoiba.
We'll be here
That's a
IRL
little meme. That's a meme.
Wednesday, and we're definitely gonna get a stream done before we hit up TwitchCon together. Man, I'm so excited for TwitchCon, dude.
TwitchCon.
Can we have like one of those like couple games challenges where like one of you does like WASD
Fuck off.
and one of you does
No, they gotta play the newlywed game. Where they have to write down their
Maddie,
favorite.
be
like, bands
prepared because I'm going to be queuing up